And welcome. Hello, I am Logan. This is our weekly stream. We are all systems go. We are playing Odyssey of the Dragonlords, a D&D 5e campaign that we have ported into D&D 5.2024. Let's see. I am joined, as always, by my lovely players. Who do we have this week? The whole crew. Whoa.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Connor. I play Sophron, the minotaur barbarian. Minotaur barbarian. I have to work on my enunciation, I guess. Yeah, he is quick to anger, as a barbarian should be, and contemplative, as a barbarian should not be.
Though I don't know if we've ever seen him angry.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
You've definitely seen him sad, sloppy drunk.
That's not angry, though.
It's the same emotion for a barbarian.
Okay, who's next? Who are you?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm Sarah. I play the human rogue Nemea. She has no memories, but that doesn't get her down. She's got a bag full of tricks, and we'll see how they play out. And she's not good to goats. That's all we need to know about that.
Okay, Big Yellow, who are you?
Hi, my name is Sean. I play Aeneas, the human druid. And I think Aeneas is really sensing a lot of family issues in this party group, and he is going to drill down into that issue, and we're going to see where it goes. Oh, also, him, please.
We've done so good this time.
I think, honestly, it messes with the format. We had a routine, and now it's been changed.
True. I should have said it right after my name, but oh well.
Okay. Next, who are you?
Hi, I'm Abby. My pronouns are she, her. I play Elegy, the siren monk, who has newly found elemental powers and newly lost family members. But that also, similarly to Nemea, does not get her down.
Well, what a hearty group.
My name's Joey, he, him. I play Kai, and his daddy issues have been on display for the past few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
He is a demi-god, human demi-god sorcerer.
Perfect. Your attire tonight, sort of like dark and mysterious, and almost looks like your head is floating in a sea of mysteriousness. There you go. That looks like a shirt. Okay. And I'm Logan. I am the DM. Let's see. This week, who is joining us on the vignette? It is Connor. Connor.
Him is joining.
I will set the scene. This is sort of an extended scene setting, so I'll let you go ahead and describe your character to as much detail as you'd like before I do that.
Yeah, so he's I'd say he's like mid-20s, really tall, very tall man, relatively thin as well. Like if he was an athlete, he'd be a basketball player, not a football player. You know, I mean, he's tall, lanky. His hair is like shaved and long in places, and then like artistically undercut and like little patterns cut into it and things like that. He has a relatively big like nose ring. Dark hair, a little bit of like hair on his fingertips, and like he's just a little bit of a hairy guy. Generally looks to be pretty jovial, pretty happy usually, but yeah.
Okay, so here is the scene you find yourselves in. So servants rush between long banquet tables, pouring nice Arisian red wine into golden cups. They're refilling plates of spiced lamb and honeyed figs. The air is thick with scents of roasted meat and burning wax, but none of it reaches you, and all you taste is bile. At the head of the table, Lord Damien slouches in a gilded chair, his tunic rumpled, his fingers greasy with half-eaten food. His laughter is loud, crude, and spilling from his mouth with dregs of wine. Every so often, he casts sort of a half glance to his new bride sitting next to him, as if she were just another trinket he's added to his estate. She is Callista. She is sitting there. Her posture is straight. Her hands are folded neatly in her lap. She's looking down, and she looks as if she does not want to be here. You remember when you first met her. Had been at a festival in the gardens outside the Temple of the Five in Mitros. You stumbled upon her beneath a flowering olive tree. She was clutching a scrap of parchment paper in her hands. It was a poem, a beautiful thing that she had written. She sort of grabs it and tries to hide it and says, "No one will ever read it." And then you sort of said, "Well, let me be no one." And that was the beginning of this beautiful thing you two had developed. And that was before the man with golden eyes arrived, before he whispered into Lord Damien's ear, poisoning his thoughts with honeyed words, before he spoke of Callista's beauty, knowing full well that the Lord only cared for surface things and did not care about any of her talents, before he convinced Damien to take her as his bride, because what was loved compared to the will of a man who believed he was owed everything. And now, the man with golden eyes sits on the other side of Lord Damien, draped in dark robes, his goblet barely touched, his face smooth, ageless, and unreadable, but his golden eyes glint with satisfaction. He doesn't laugh, he doesn't boast, and he does not need to, because his victory is all around him, and he is not finished. So what do? You're staring at him as he's looking at you across this banquet hall. Just a smug look on his face.
I'm gonna put us at the time of night where the toasts have been made. Everybody is now chatting with their neighbors, and desserts are being served on trays. And I'll get up and I'll walk over to the table, and I'll approach Lord Damon on his right side with Callista, and I'll kind of bow a very graceful greeting and smile at them, and look at her, and I sincerely hope that you have nothing but wonderful times ahead of you. There's so much for you to give, and I'm sure that you will see that done.
Who are you addressing with that?
I'm a Callista.
Okay, she's like, "You shouldn't be here. You're just making this harder for the both of us."
Harder? It's not harder for anyone. We accept it. It is what it is. This is how life goes, right? And we face it head on. We don't try to change things that are beyond our station.
Well, I'm glad this is easy for you, because for me, it's really difficult.
I'm sorry.
She gets up, like almost trying to like cover tears, and she gets up and starts to like walk away. And then the man with golden eyes from the other side says, "My lord, your new wife seems upset. What if she graced us with one of her poems? Surely that would raise spirits all around." And then Lord Damien's like, not seeing any of this. He's like currently like talking to someone with food in his mouth. Like, "That's where I was. Bah, poetry's a waste of breath. Come now, wife. Come back to the table. If you must speak a poem, do so, I guess." And Callista's like frozen there. She's like looks at you briefly.
Yeah, I'm gonna like look at her and give like a nod of like, yeah, you can leave. Don't stay. It's okay to go.
Takes a deep breath, steels herself, looks as if she's going to leave for a moment, and then she sighs and returns back to the table and sort of sits and again folds her hands in front of her, and she begins to softly recite a poem. And she says, "The waves rush forth to meet the shore, and love bends but breaks no more." And then Damien, "Oh, enough of that dreadful gods, I won't have it." He turns to her and he says, "Just absolutely no more of that. You hear me? No more useless scribbling, no more useless little verses. You're my wife now, not some half-witted girl dreaming of parchment." Okay? None of that.
You'll have no more of it?
No.
This is what she has to give. Why would you take it if it doesn't
Because
please your lord?
It's just me, and she's my wife. Who are you?
You don't understand what you have in front of you here, do you? This is
my
this
house,
is beyond what
my estate, my wife, my party.
Yes, and your poetry now as well. Excuse me, my
No.
lord, I've spoken out of turn.
I don't want that. It's garbage. No, nothing good came from poetry ever.
Oh, well, surely then you could leave it for someone who cares to value such things.
She,
Don't take it and hold it behind a wall that no one else can see.
Callista, sort of sees you confronting him and sort of gains a little strength from that, and she attempts to like defiantly finish her poem, and he like just slaps her to make her quiet.
Yeah, so like he backhand,
Yep.
right? And she drops the scroll.
Mhm.
It goes falling to the ground. I think I bend down and I pick it up, and I start just off of the next stanza as loud as I can for the whole hall, presenting this poem.
Bah, look what you've done now. You ruined. Just you go. And he like points to the guards to have Callista like taken out of the room. It's a big commotion now. You're like trying to like speak above everything that's happening, and he's just like berating her. He's saying how this is a terrible wedding. His first 3 weddings were so much better.
Yeah, I think we're gonna grab Callista like before the guards can take her away, and as I'm reciting the poem, try and like pull her out towards the crowd in front of the table.
Okay, yeah, you attempt to do that. She's like just so overwhelmed. She's just sort of going with whoever's pulling her. This is not how she wanted this to go. The man with golden eyes sort of like leans over and whispers something in Damien's ear that you cannot hear. And then he like stands up and he's like, okay, party's over. You guys arrest that man for disrupting me. You take her up to my chambers and everyone else just go home. And he's like starts like shoving people. He like tries to come and grab Callista out of your hands.
Yeah, as he does that, I'll shove him back.
He
Probably like both hands in the middle of the chest.
He is like drunk. He like stumbles back, but then he like tries to stand up and take a wild swing at you.
I mean, like I catch it in one hand and I headbutt him just right square in the middle of the head and just like crack both of our skulls.
Yeah.
There's just blood dripping down now. How dare you?
It is
And just
chaos
boiling
now.
with rage. Yeah.
You realize, sort of in the back of your mind, actually no, the man with golden eyes, like just the party's in chaos. People are running and screaming, and the man with golden eyes like walks calmly, like people are partying around him. It's like he's in a different place. And he comes up and he's like, well, that was probably a mistake, Sophron. You broke guest rights. Naughty.
I'm gonna like reach out and grab him by the throat as he just eye lock with the golden eyes against Sophron's blue eyes.
And that is where we will end that vignette.
Wow, what a sad story.
Yeah, no one else cares about poetry as much as Sophron.
So, the real party, Sophron included now, or I guess everyone, Sophron plus everyone else now, we are back in the city of Astoria. We had some in-town shenanigans last time where you all ran around and were buying things and discovering things and disrupting academia, the proud tradition of stargazing. You then had confronted the god Pythor, the king of the city, and had sort of prepped him on what he should say to his son the next time they meet. And then that happened immediately. And Pythor tried to like have a conversation with his son. It went fairly well, all things considered. And then Kai had received a box of sort of gifts from his father and a note that he had tucked away. The rest of you And then we will sort of skip forward to the next morning where you all find yourselves well rested after the feast. You had taken some time to celebrate your triumph over the basilisk and preventing the sacrifice of Anura. And a man shows up at dawn at the palace to check to see if you want to go to the necropolis. The guards turn him away and he says he'll be back tomorrow. But you all are sort of maybe like in the informal hall having dinner or having breakfast as you all gather yourselves. So we will start there.
Okay,
I can't
well,
believe they're feeding us the white gravy for breakfast also.
Goes great with the scones.
beggars can't be choosers and all that. At least it's free.
I was like,
Not
oh,
like
I
you
don't
can
think
eat
this
it.
is free. I think you're running up a tab that you just don't know about.
No, Pythor is going to pay for us.
I
Okay.
mean, we saved his daughter, so that's a pretty big deal. And we know his son. That's got to count for something, right?
I think
Friends and family
Kai's.
benefit.
I think Kai's.
Discount?
I think Kai's face is like in a bowl, and he's like deeply hungover from those Edward 40 Hands situation that he had going on last night, and just like a little bit of bubbles, like as he's like talking into his morning porridge, and he's like, he better be paying for this.
Yeah, I mean, Kyra, you're a god, so don't you have a lot of money anyways?
She's
You
like
pay for it.
shoveling gravy into her mouth. Oh, I don't have a lot of money. I haven't had a job in like 300 years, so I don't have a lot of disposable income. But she just takes a swallow. But I could probably gather up some if you guys are really strapped for cash. But that would be denying my other godly duties, so that would be on you.
What even godly duties do you have? You don't do anything.
I do a lot.
Doesn't bother
I do a
us.
lot. You just have been taking up a lot of my time recently. But you're a pretty big endeavor, so that's a lot of my godly duties. Thank you very much. I do tricks. I do music. What
Not
more do you
very
want?
well.
What do you mean?
The one time I heard you do music, it sucked.
No, that fell under the trick category, you dummy.
Well, can you do real music? Like good music?
What kind of god of music would I be if I couldn't do music, Aeneas?
I don't know.
That would be an
That's
interesting
not-
question. What if
yeah,
the gods?
exactly.
Well, there's a
Do you
god
have
of
to be
war
good at
that
music to be
there's
the
a god
god
of
of
war who
music?
can't do war, and we see how that turned out. So maybe that's not a good.
Yeah, I mean, he's got other problems. You seem to be pretty functioning. You're not an alcoholic yet, are you? Wait, let's check on that.
She's like, looks at
Also,
the
as far
gravy.
as we know, there's not a pact of no music. There's only a pact of peace.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah, maybe we'll invent one just for you.
Flings some white gravy at you on a spoon.
A lot of tricks, everyone.
He just like wipes it off his face and then starts like eating it. I don't think it's that bad, really.
Can you eat?
Oh yeah, Pythor fixed him. I forgot.
Yeah. Right, I can eat.
For 7 days.
Yeah, then we'll just go talk to Pythor again. Anyways, well, we should probably move quickly, but I was gonna say, we know where those tracks are. Kind of. So, we can try and follow them again.
Sophron and Kai, do you need to go shopping? We know all of the hot places.
We are so good at shopping now.
No.
We
but
are
thank
the
you.
greatest. If you need empty bottles, I know where to find them.
That say poison on them. It's very niche.
Phoebe.
Are they used poison bottles?
Not yet.
A lot of empty bottles in my dad's recycling bin. Am I right?
And in yours.
Yeah, I mean, technically that's a poison too, isn't it?
Everything's a
Oh.
poison. It only matters the dose.
Yeah, I guess.
We've gone shopping though, or I
Yep.
have.
Yeah. You guys will not have another shopping episode in else, so we'll have done that
Mhm.
shopping off screen. So what is the plan then? You do have the tracks that you know about, the magical tracks that you can follow. You have not followed them outside the city, but you followed them to the city wall. And
Yeah,
that's really your lead at the moment.
it's pretty much our only lead, I
That's
think,
the plan.
at the moment.
I
that's
think
the
we have
plan.
to go. We have to follow them.
I can cast Detect Magic as a ritual, so I think that is what
There's
I
one
was
bad
using.
goat out there.
I've given up on trying to figure out what this creature is that is leading us on this magical journey. But yeah, Aeneas will pick up where we left off, cast Detect Magic, and follow some magical wine-stained goat tracks.
Okay. You said goat tracks. Those are not my words.
What did you call them? Hooves? I
Goat.
think we've been talking about goats.
Goat.
Goat
I believe
prints?
it was goat-like tracks,
Uh-huh.
not a supernatural goat, not a satyr. Goat-like.
Yeah. so-
Sarah said
It
normal
gets
goat, and I
worse
said
the
those
more
are
we
your
have to talk
words.
about it.
I was like, a normal goat's track. He was like, those are your
It's,
words, not mine.
Shushu's revenge.
Some undead
Boy,
goat
shoo, shoo.
tracks.
Okay, yeah, you follow them. They sort of meander. They do not
Yeah.
go in a straight line, but they are generally heading in a southeasterly direction.
Are they intentionally not going in a straight line
No,
to
they
throw
look like
somebody off
they're
the scent?
drunk stumbling.
Yeah, okay. That's harder to interpret.
So they'll like go in a circle
They
almost, and like you can see them pause and
do
like
have an unending goblet of
and
wine.
like look, or like they'll be in a spot for a while and then keep going. You a little ways outside of the town, you are walking through the Astorian vineyards, and you pass a man who is like his home appears to be sort of set a little bit a ways off the road, but he's out at the road with a post, and he's like hammering like a help wanted sign into this post. He just looks very sad.
Hello,
Very
sir.
sad.
I see you need some help. And I feel like Nemea is not going to announce herself until she's like way too close.
Yeah. Oh, goodness me, you scared the daylights out of me.
I love giving help. What do you need help for?
Oh, well, you see, my daughter has gone missing recently.
Oh,
More
I
daughters.
think that she's run off with the boy, but I would have thought she would have come home by now.
well, when did she leave?
Also, how old is your daughter?
Just 20 or so.
So a grown woman.
Yes, yeah, yes, but she wanted to leave me alone after her mother died. She wouldn't leave her old man all alone, even for some boy. She left about a month ago.
Family leave family all the time. What are you talking about?
What's wrong with this one?
You know, he's
Just
very,
horribly
he's
hungover.
very sad.
He has
He's-
sunglasses somehow. They're like Ray-Bans.
I've given you my extremely large sun hat, comically large sun hat to shade
He
you.
like
I'm still
blinks.
pulling it over.
Yeah, he like blinks a little bit and looks at you all closer, and he's like, "Oh, wait a second. You're all the heroes of the Heartlands, aren't you? Oh, have you come to save my daughter? Did you get my message? I put some signs up in town. Oh, this
We
is
don't
great
know
news.
who you are.
Oh, she like grabs and shakes your hand. Oh, Theracles Phobos, nice to make your acquaintance. I'm so happy that you've come and taken up the call. I knew you were great heroes. When I read about you, I knew that you would be the ones." He's just like shaking all your hands in turn.
Well, I'm not
Great.
one to normally send down helping, but we kind of have to do something right now that's maybe more important.
Part of our prophecy we have to fulfill. And our prophecy doesn't say you will find this guy's daughter.
Theracles Phobos.
It doesn't stick the second time either. No matter how many times you tell me you're not very important.
He
All right.
seems a little bit disheartened at that, and he says,
But the tracks have gone past this house, right?
"Yeah, they're on like the road going in front of his
Okay.
house."
Well, I do have an important question then. Have you seen a drunken goat recently with a horn full of wine?
I can't say that I have.
Also, what kind of men are your daughter interested in?
Well,
Goats?
there's this boy from down the road who's also missing, which is why I think they ran off together. She's always had it out for him, but he's sort of a do nothing. He's not gonna do much. She could do so much better.
What is your daughter's name?
Karina,
Karina.
Phobos.
What does she look like?
Well, she's about yay tall, and she's got red hair, quite like this one right here. And he like tugs on Aeneas's hair. It's like just like a little bit darker than this. She looks just like her mother. She's a beautiful thing. She's so sweet. But I guess if you're not going to bring her home now, and he goes to put the sign back on after he had taken it down. If you change your mind, if you do. See her out there, I guess. Tell her dad wants her home.
Kai will like stop it, like put a hand on his shoulder while he's like hitting the hammer. He'll be like, "We'll find her, old man."
Oh, they good. He like hugs you. Kai's like, I knew you were good here. I knew you were just testing me, but you wouldn't leave an old man without his daughter now, would you? Well, I have a little thing I've been saving. My family's been passing it down for some generations. He like elbows you. I'm descended from the Dragonlords. If you don't know that, well, I've just been keeping a little trinket. I could give it to the heroes if you guys bring my daughter home.
What is it?
Well, it's a fancy javelin. You throw it and it turns into lightning.
Don't you think it would help us to have it now
that's,
when
Well,
we're
it's
looking for
it's
your
a
daughter?
family heirloom, and if there's no more family for me to have, then I would want the heirloom. But if my daughter comes home,
To go to your grave with
then
you?
she could be the heirloom, and I could part with this other one.
I don't think you should objectify your daughter like that.
I'm not. I'm objectifying your reward.
Okay. Did you talk to the boy's family? Does he have any kin?
Oh, I'm
around?
not going to go talk to those ones. That do nothings.
Well, it sounds like you don't really want to find your daughter that bad.
Oh, I know she's not there. She would have come home if she was just down the road. You could see it from here. He like points, and there's just like the only other house on the road.
And
What
Nemea
is
is
this,
gonna go
poor
over
man's
there.
Romeo and
She's
Juliet?
like, you point over there, and Nemea's there going, knock, 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 knock.
Some lady answers, and she's like, "What do you want?" She's not very happy. You ask about her son. She's like, "Yeah, he ran off with some girl, left his mother all alone," and then she slams the door in your face.
Well, boy, do we have a man for you and you.
Well, it seems like they're gone. I don't know where they went to.
This seems
Is-
unimportant.
I know, but there's a
But
javelin
that
that would
javelin
light
does sound really cool.
javelin.
Okay, let me ask if there was anything else going on. Like, I don't know, anyone sick recently? Is she wandering anywhere? Does she like to go anywhere?
Nemea, we also just
hiding
take stuff from
spots?
people. You could just sneak into his house and take the javelin. We know it's in there.
Yeah, that's not
I do
really
have
very
a wig
nice.
somewhere I can pretend to be the daughter come back.
Ooh.
No, I feel like we could look for them and follow the goat all at the same time. I mean, from what we know of roadwise and how the roads work.
I would like to roll for a road that leads directly
What
to this
direction is
daughter.
this road going?
This road leads southeasterly.
And do we know of any settlements in that region?
Not really. It's sort of, you're out in the boonies. You're in the vineyards right now, and then I guess you're about to be in the boonies, and then just sort of wilderness after that. The road goes you all probably know, like, this is one of the main roads. It goes in this direction, and then it sort of just tapers until it, like, hits the old woods, and it's no longer a road. Like, no one goes to the old woods.
Mm.
Well,
Does your daughter have a diary?
No. Someone asked if she was sick. So he's like, no, she
Yeah.
wasn't sick. I think she was coming down with a bit of a head fever, you know. She was starting talking about strange things, like someone was promising her stuff. I think she was talking about that boy, but she was saying it so weird, like promising her that she could be. She was
forever.
talking about being an adventurer. It was odd. Always in the night. She'd always hear these people in the night.
Okay. Well, are you sure she wasn't part of a cult?
Oh, she'd never join a cult after the first time.
After the first time,
Oh, kids, you know, then they go through their cult phase, but she
they go
snapped
through
out
the
of that.
cult phase. Yeah, I don't remember going through that one personally.
Well, you weren't
That's
raised in the
because
city.
he's still in it.
You fucking love stars, bro.
It's not a cult. I don't worship.
No
it.
cap, touch grass. You're in a cult.
Anyways, don't pay any attention to them. What was the first cult?
He
And
says it's not important. So
Okay.
we'll move this along.
There's
he
like a
just
poster of a band,
Yeah.
and she's a Swiftie.
he asks you to keep an eye out for his daughter in your travels, and wishes you well, and goes back to hammering his sign into the wall as you guys keep moving.
Wow, we really opened that door, guys.
Mm-hmm.
we open that door, and Lord knows if we'll ever close it.
Okay, now we're gonna do a group check for traveling and following these tracks. I think it makes the most sense to start with you, Aeneas, as you are sort of leading the group with these detect magical goat-like prints.
Yeah.
So we will say we'll make this a DC 75.
75. Okay.
That's not the number I was expecting.
Well, I think Aeneas is using magic, but also using his general sort of knowledge of the world and tracking. I'm sure he's tracked plenty of times. So I'm gonna argue for a survival check, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I would like to argue with advantage too, because I'm casting a spell.
What level spell is it? Or is it even casting a
It's
spell
a
slot?
level 1 spell. It does not cost a spell slot because it's a
Okay.
ritual.
That I don't think that's advantage, but you can roll survival. And remember, you can spend your Artha to add 5 to your roll. Or you can spend resources. If you spend like your highest level spell slot, you also get +5. If you spend not your highest level spell slot, you get +2.
Not
That's
spending
good.
my
Pretty
highest
good.
level spell slot. I'll say that much.
That's very good.
That's a good start. You're welcome, folks.
Okay.
Aeneas is on the hunt.
Yeah. What are you doing, Kai?
Kai is a city boy, and his boots are muddy. There are fucking mosquitoes everywhere. There's this like creature called a skunk, and it just like shoots all over him. He is having a horrible fucking time. He hates nature. He'd rather go back to Mitros where there's actual civilization. Holy fuck.
Okay. I'll add that 2. So we're at 26 now.
I'm gonna call an
Oh my
audible,
gosh.
and instead of me rolling nature with a +4, I'll roll athletics with a +5 as I drag Kai behind the group to force him to keep pace, so we don't have to deal with finding him
It's
as well.
taking a great deal of athleticism not to throw up from the smell of him, as he just keeps falling into puddles and getting sprayed with various zhuzh.
Yeah.
He's very cute time.
We rolled
I
the same, and I
know.
still did 6 better than you.
Yeah, it's true.
Guys,
All right. Nemea would like to be a little ahead and be doing investigation to kind of see. I mean, this is like drunken person that we're following. They should be leaving some sort of like broken leaves or like trail.
They're not stealthy.
Yeah. So I feel like she wants to be up in the front, kind of like looking for the physical, like Aeneas is following the magical trail and she's following the like physical tells of like a person has been here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Investigation. Let's go.
Guys, what are we doing?
oh my god.
We're gonna do it.
I
We're
can
gonna.
spend are we spending Arthur after everyone rolls?
So you can still spend one to re-roll.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm gonna
Is
do
that
that.
allowed? Is that how this works?
That'll be worth way
You
more than
make the
5.
I think so.
Yeah. Or you have like there's your normal inspiration or whatnot that you can use to re-roll.
I have
Mhm.
heroic inspiration
Yep.
that I can use to reroll.
Might use that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say I got real distracted, but
If you don't, then Abby needs to roll like a 44.
I'm gonna do that with reroll. I get distracted and I'm like, snap out of it, and I like look further ahead and I see like a big old scratch mark where he stumbled and
Mhm.
fell against the tree and spilled wine everywhere. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
Wow.
Woo!
You were a little confused because you were following this and it didn't quite make sense and you were getting a little confused. And then it clicks and you realize there are multiple sets of these footprints and that is why you were getting confused. And then it all makes sense.
So there's multiple ghosts, and they're all in a cult.
Goat. Little goat with
Yeah. Lots of goats.
hooves.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
what
they
do
are in
you...
a cult, for sure.
You need, Elegy, whatever 75 minus 57 is.
Great. That's
Yeah,
not
otherwise,
that bad.
it's
18.
only 18.
Yeah. Elegy is flying ahead of everyone. If Nemea is like scouting ahead of everyone but on the ground. Elegy is scouting ahead of everyone but in the sky and like using her cartographer's tools to map out the roads and like if the road bends around and like takes a really long way but there would be a short like deer path or something shortcut wise, we take that and then Nemea can still scout around and like follow the path and then we meet back up. So I'm gonna roll survival for that. If that is good.
See,
19.
yeah, better be
Oh,
good.
I think that's enough, right?
1 over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
One
over.
over.
Nice. Okay. So
People really dragging us down.
Reeking.
okay. So you guys, it's a little bit easier once you get going. There's less sort of disruption to this path of trails. With the two of you keeping like a lookout from the sky and on the ground, you don't really encounter any hardship for at least the first couple days. At night, on the first night, you guys are taking watch in pairs. And we'll start with Elegy, finds herself on watch with Kyra. The rest of you are asleep. So it's the two of you at night, sort of looking at the fire and the stars. And Kyra goes, so I've been meaning to ask you, what's
That's not what you sound like
It's
usually,
not what I
Kyra.
sound. What do I sound like?
This is another trick.
Oh,
the god of
Also,
music.
spoiled cabbage and
Yeah, she
potatoes.
go, ooh.
Oh, Elegy, I've been meaning to... you like the stars, don't you? What's that
Yes.
about? I've been meaning to ask you.
That's not about anything. You just use the stars to navigate.
You don't really like feel any connection to them?
No? Should I?
I was just wondering. Do
Okay.
you have a favorite constellation?
What is that one? I mean, it's not really a constellation, but the Golden Heart is pretty cool. It's just 1 star, so I don't think you can call it a constellation.
No, it counts. You know, I mean, who among us decides what a constellation is? That's for the stars to decide.
Stars, are they alive?
Would you like me to answer that question?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're alive. They're independent cognitive beings.
correct.
Okay. I think you're tricking me, but that's okay.
Well, I am literally not allowed to lie about this topic.
That could also be a lie, Kyra.
Yeah, I could. Then she's quiet for a bit.
Why do all of you gods suck? None of you do anything useful.
Well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I've been doing some useful stuff. I found you all. I got you all together. That's pretty useful.
Okay, but if the prophecy said that, then it would have happened regardless of if you had helped or not.
No, the prophecy
I
is
think
what could happen, not what is going to happen. You could walk away right now and doom the world, but you're not. Not because some words that an oracle spouted, but because you're a good person, Elegy. And you know that the world would go up in smoke if you walked away. And then you couldn't see the stars, and they would feel sad about that because they have feelings.
Okay, but what about Pythor or Vulcan? They're not doing anything. And you all just ignore everybody on the coast? The sirens we have to make...
a little bit rough being a god, you know?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, Pythor, he can't do war anymore. So, like, that's his whole shtick. And so he's a little upset about that. I will be honest,
Could he
he's
not
always not been
train
very
people?
responsible. So, Astoria is famed for its guards and
You
walls.
don't sound confident.
I haven't been there in a while. Valis, she's doing great. You know, Mitra's thriving.
She sounds like she's just sucking up to some mortal king.
No,
in some town
she's
somewhere.
going through a
So
governmental
wise.
crisis. She didn't want to rule in her own stead, so she tried to pick somebody else out. I think she picked wrong, but I'm not the electorate of Mitros, so it's not for me to decide. Vulcan, I mean, so Dad's always been a little bit standoffish, but oh my God, you would have loved Mom. She #1 super fan.
Yeah, but she went back to where all of you can't go back to.
Yeah,
so
I know.
like,
She
what's the
watches
deal with
over
that?
all of us.
Why can't you go back if she went back? Just sacrifice yourself for the good of mankind and other.
If I die, if she pulls out a knife and puts it in your hand, if you stabbed me with this knife right now, just like gonzo, I would just reform in the temple and come right back. So I can't sacrifice myself. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, but how did she do that?
That's the great mystery.
Okay, that's not very useful.
It's a mystery. It's not supposed to be useful. Otherwise, it would just be a sentence.
Why do you have to eat then? If you don't eat, then you just die in free form?
Yeah, and it's not pleasant, so I try to avoid that.
I would think you would be desensitized to everything at this point.
I still have thoughts and feelings. I'm not a star.
So they don't have thoughts and feelings.
Some of them do. Some of them choose not to, but that's their choice. Great talking to you. Then you guys trade off, and
But are they seeds?
and the next watch is going to be, I think it's Kai and Nemea. You guys find yourself keeping watch as the rest of them sleep.
Great.
Ching. Guys,
Where did you
Nah.
even get that?
because like a whole like bottle. There's like an ice bucket,
I don't know how that survived
like
being
2
dragged through the
matching
mud.
glass. That's true.
Great. Well, you drink that up. Drink a little bit more. I have some questions for you, so you go ahead. You're gonna need it.
I have a question for you.
All right.
How-
Out of fairness, I'll let you go first.
How did you lose your memory, and how can I, too?
I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you that, but I really don't know.
What?
I just woke up.
What's the first thing you remember?
Waking up in the temple
To
to
Like-
Kyra. You know what she looks like, and the Oracle.
were you in the oracle's bed?
I don't believe so.
What do you mean you don't believe so?
I don't think it was her bed.
Wow.
I'm getting signals from the beyond that it was not in her bed.
You were just sort of on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, I was just sort of on the ground.
You hesitate for a
It's
moment,
all-
so now I think the oracle maybe sleeps on the ground, and like I don't understand what's going on.
Well, I mean, it was all very confusing. I don't really remember everything like totally linearly from that time, so it's just a little bit hazy.
Hmm.
But now that I've been to the temple again, where I remember better, I know that I was, at the temple for sure.
Oh, so things spark your memories?
No, it's like it was hazy before from what I remember, and then when I was clear-minded, I went back and I could say, oh yeah, that's right, that's where that was. It's like cross-referencing. I've seen that before. That's where that is. That's the floor I was on. But I want to know about you. So if your mom was kidnapped by a dragon and your dad lives in this city, where do you live in Mitros? What are you doing there? I thought you were a prince or something, but now that doesn't seem right.
Not a. Some people call me a princeling, but that's just
Do you like that?
gossips. City gossip in Mitros is the worst. Do I
you
like
that?
being called a princeling?
Yeah. Why are
Maybe
you
a
called a
little.
princeling if you're not one?
I like it maybe a little. Because, well, at least in Mitros, as he like combs thickets out of his just like burrs out of his hair, at least in fucking Mitros, as opposed to where the hell we are now, things come easy for me. I don't know. People just give me things.
So did you just go to Mitros and you walked up and somebody said, "Come live at this house"? Like, where are
No.
you? Where
What?
do you live?
No. This might be foreign to you. I suppose it is foreign to you because you're completely untethered from anything. No,
That is correct.
Mitros is my mother's city. It is my city. I am Mitros.
I'm just confused. She's like, I'm just confused about the whole Pythor timeline, dragon coming, taking mom thing. So
You're telling
what?
me.
In what order did you leave Pythor and Arisia? Did a Pythor come to Mitros? How did that work?
Pythor
Mm-hmm.
is a
Yes.
fuck up.
Oh,
And he goes
I'm well aware of how you feel about him.
and he goes all around the world, probably to other planes as well. Who the fuck knows?
Hmm.
And just sticks his dick into things, including my mom.
Okay,
So
so she was in Mitros when this happened.
You know what? When I was 3, I never asked. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. When did Dad stick his dick in you? But
Well, that's on you.
I have only ever known my choice.
Okay, all right. And the dragon came to Mitros then.
Yes, it was a big deal.
Mm. What was that like?
It was the worst day of my life.
Tell me about it. She pours you.
So yeah, it happened really fast. It was like a bit of a green flash, and my mother was gone. And then all these adults were just standing around me, and they didn't know what to do. And I felt abandoned by
And
them,
how old
and
are
I
you?
felt abandoned by my dad.
But
And
how
that's
old were
when
you? How old were you?
I was very young.
Yeah, maybe like 4,
6,
5.
sure, 4 or 5. Yeah, sure. I was
And you
very
just
young.
lived with your relatives? I mean, I have a lot of brothers. I don't remember them exactly, but I know they're there. So did you live with your brothers?
So sus. No, I have no family. I had teachers. There were like members of the court. I was like overnight became a princeling because of this freak incident that happened to me. And suddenly, I don't know, I belong to the city.
Did you meet Valis?
Who is that?
The goddess that lives in your city, who rules it with her king, Augustus?
You've been at places where Valis has been. You can't like call her up. You don't know her that well, but like you've met her in passing.
Yeah. We're best friends.
This is fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah, in a way, it was kind of like what you must experience where you like don't know anyone. Like I also don't know anyone, but everyone knows me. And it is.
You know us. I know us. You know us. I know people.
I don't know you. You don't know yourself.
Oh. I don't think that's true.
You do know yourself?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm Nemea. I know what I want. I know where I am.
How is that possible?
I know what
when
I'm
you
gonna
don't-
do.
How is that possible when you don't know where you're from or or
Oh, that
how
doesn't
you
matter.
grew up?
None of that matters.
I don't think that's true.
It's who you are now that matters.
I can't believe that's true. I need my past. I need my mother to matter.
She can still matter. But she's not all of your life.
She could be dead, and all that's left of her is the memories. That
That's
has
true.
to matter.
Nemea's gonna be like, well, what are you? I guess what I would say is, if you're going to find her, do you want to find her? What's the deal?
That's the whole deal. That's the whole deal. And Kai's gonna like stand up and like throw wine into the fire, and maybe like some sparks will rise, and there'll be like a little like wisp of a dragon taking away a woman, and he'll be like, "That is the only reason I'm here. It's to find my mom and kill Hexia, and maybe my dad."
Nemea's
You
like,
laugh? Yeah, do you laugh at him?
yeah, she's like, I mean, will enjoy it, not laughing at him, but she's like, oh yeah, add it to the list. We can do it. We'll find her.
You're gonna help me kill my dad?
Nemea is gonna be like, first of all, I've promised a lot of things to a lot of people lately. Namely, a larger power I don't quite understand. She's like, I don't know if I'll help you kill him, but I'll help you find your mother.
Cool. So just another adult I can't fully trust. I get it.
I guess if I'm an adult, that's truly a fun
Are
debate.
you an adult? Aren't you older than Kai?
I don't know. Unknown.
Unknown. Okay. You
My
guys talked
consciousness is as old as when we started this campaign.
Yeah, so she's about 2 weeks old.
Kai will change the story. He's this is an awkward conversation, and he's always a people's person. So there'll be some story about some party where the rulers of Mitros were entertaining, and he'll try to talk about how cool he is at the same time.
Perfect. And then the rest of your guys' watch passes without incident. And you trade off with the last two, Sophron and Aeneas. Find yourselves sitting at the campfire while the rest sleep.
Aeneas, how do you take watch? What is your process?
Oh, I was just thinking about this. It looks very silly right this second. He's laying on the ground, kind of just like back. So on his back, laying on the ground, nearish to the campfire, but not super close. He's got his hat just straight over his face, and he's like looking up through the hat. He would be looking. And then he's got he's sort of like he's got this sort of strange metal object that you've probably seen him messing with a couple times, but he's sort of like scribing into it. But every now and then he sort of just like pauses, maybe like turns his head, and then sometimes like touches the ground at seemingly random intervals, maybe.
Okay, so watching him, can I discern any like reason for the disc? I'm assuming it is. It's a metal instrument. You called it.
Yeah, it's about like palm-sized disc. I mean, I think I don't know. How well does Sophron know the constellations?
Quite well. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
In a factual way. Like, he knows, he can identify this constellation and tell you the story behind why that constellation is called this, but not the spiritual significance of them, I'll say.
Yeah. I think, Aeneas isn't trying to hide anything, so I think you can tell that he's somehow doing something with the stars, but there does seem to be weirdness about it, or like he must have some sort of personal system for identifying, making notes, things like that, because there's like there's no written, there's nothing, there's nothing you can read, so it's just sort of symbols and scribbles and things sort of just scribed into this piece of metal.
I think Sophron probably just spends a long time watching you do this, just trying to observe and learn without vocalizing anything, without doing anything. It is probably lost in what you are doing and not paying attention to what's going on around him. You can feel he's like, you're being stared at.
We're a great watch duo right now.
Feels so safe.
Well, Sophron, not that I really mind in general, but shouldn't you maybe be looking at other things than just me and what I'm doing? It's kind of...
I can't smell anything. I believe we're fine.
Oh. Well, yeah, I can't really smell anything either. Sometimes I can hear a little rustle every now and then or feel something, but it doesn't seem like anything strange, so I think we're all right, at least for
Exactly.
now.
We take the world as it is.
Yeah.
Nothing stands out here. We have different ways of perceiving things than the others, so why not use them?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I wasn't really sure. You got a good sense of smell? Like, really good? Like, how good are we talking? I always thought I kind of had a bad sense of smell, but you never know. Maybe I'm just used to stuff.
How do I think Sophron will respond by describing flowers that are probably, I don't know, a quarter mile away. Just like, oh yeah, there's a bush over here that flowers like this. And yeah.
Yeah. Aeneas will kind of sit up, and his hat falls into his lap, and he's kind of like, oh, you could smell those gentian violets that far away? That's incredible. Where'd you learn how to do that? Can I learn? Can you teach me?
Not really so much a learned thing as it is an innate trait.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just how it is, you know? Get things, things just work out the way they are. But, you know, Kai seems to be really having trouble with his dad. And you weren't there to help us. But, you know, I was kind of wondering, do you remember your parents? Do you remember what they were like? Do you think, I guess, because, you know, we gotta help Kai with his parents, and I had never met mine, so I'm kind of not a good resource in the parent department.
For some reason, I think that none of us are. Yes, I remember my parents. I don't look fondly on the relationship I had with my father. My mother was hard on me, expected a lot. They've both been dead for decades now, but it was a struggle. They didn't like me for who I was. They always wanted me to be someone else.
It does sound hard. I mean, do you think it'd be better if you didn't know him?
I don't think it'd be any different if I didn't know them. I think that where I am in life today is defined by the actions I took as a young man, not by the influence they had on me. It was it's been far greater things that have happened in my life than their neglect.
Well, yeah, definitely don't tell Kai that, but I do respect that opinion immensely. How old are you?
62.
Whoa. That's like some of the druids are that old in the old woods, but maybe we'll get to meet him when we go travel down that way. It'd be pretty cool. 62.
There's not too many other graybeards that adventure in the way we do. I suppose I have a leg up on most of them, but
Yeah, I mean, you're so strong. Like, I think you could adventure until you're 80 or something.
that comes with the nose.
Wait, the nose gave you super strength too? Or made you wait? Or does getting really strong give you a better nose? Do I just need to work out? Maybe I should start exercising.
I certainly think that won't hurt somebody in your condition, but no, the two are comorbid, I'll say.
I don't think I know what that word means, but that doesn't sound good. So hopefully he like pets you on the shoulder and he's like, I think you'll be okay. I believe in you. Plus, you've got us now. I'll help you out.
Thank you for that. For some reason, I feel that it'll be me doing most of the helping here. But
You never know. Telling you, someday we're gonna get to the tree of Thylea. Maybe she's got the cure for everything.
what do you think needs cured?
I don't know. You don't seem very happy, maybe, with the situation that you're in.
Well,
Plus, I seem to have a lot of bad luck, and maybe Thylea's got the answer for that, at least.
are you familiar with the works of Telesilla?
Gesundheit.
So no.
You've never read one of these books.
Yeah, this is
How surprising. You know, when I was talking to the deer the other day, they maybe mentioned something that sounded kind of similar, but I don't think they were talking about this person.
Telesilla wrote an epic of this city, and what's relevant here there was a snail who lived in the city.
Snails are very hard to talk to.
They are misunderstood, certainly.
Yeah,
because
I
of
mean
that.
that's true. But have you ever talked to one?
I haven't.
Just it's tough.
This
'Cause
maybe
you gotta
then
get
you
the
can relate
accent
to
right or what? I'm sorry.
maybe you can relate to the fact then that this the snail Ibicus was misunderstood, maligned, an outcast even. People perceived its venomous mucuses as threatening, harmful, ominous.
That's
But
fair.
when the city was under siege, Ibicus made way for the invaders' camps and found the tent of the general, and in his sleep poisoned him. And
I don't know if I like this epic.
it's really it's all to say the power that neglected, unassuming, forgotten things can have. They can change the tide of wars, of lives, in surprising ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean that is a good point. That's a good lesson. Every animal is important. That's what we always say. Every animal, every plant. You know, even the venomous mucus snails. So, well, I mean, that was a good rundown. But do you have that book? You can read it to me if you like. I don't get a lot of access to literature these days.
No, I don't have the text with me, but I could recite it if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You got your nose, and I got my. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, I won't be distracted if you talk to me. We can still do watch.
Okay. And
I
as
like
he
that idea.
begins to recite the story of Ibicus, the venomous mucuses. Ibicus and his venomous mucuses. The rest of the night passes without incident.
I'd
So.
like that to be my epithet.
Oh, he of the venomous mucuses.
Let's see. The next
That's what he
day
was known for.
passes without incident, and then on the next day, you get to the old woods, and you pass into it without issue. The trail here, you can still follow it pretty easily. You get lost a couple times, but you backtrack and find the trail again and make your way. On the fourth day, about halfway through the fourth day, you are deep into the old woods at this point. You hear a rustle, sort of in front of you. There's like a little bit of light coming through the canopy. You hear birds, beasts clamoring sort of beyond every bush. There's a lot of wildlife here. And you emerge into like this little clearing, and on the far side, you hear like some rustling, and then the forest goes eerily quiet. And then suddenly a young girl bursts into the clearing, breathing hard as if she's just been sprinting for her life. She is covered in dirt, twigs. She looks worse than Kai did 2 days ago. But Kai currently looks worse than her. She has tears streaking the dirt on her face. She's still pretty far away from you, but she like falls and she looks up and like makes eye contact with you. And she like screams. She's like, "You, are you really there? Please help." And then you hear more crashing behind her in the forest. And then you see 6 hideous little goat creatures pop out of the bush. They're about 2.5 feet tall. Their bottom halves are goats, but they're bipedal. Their top halves are grotesquely human, and then their head is a goat again. So it's like a goat sandwich.
What
Should we
color
say
is her hair?
Her hair is red. Thank you for asking. And they're like laughing, having a great time, and they all have like big knives, like comically large knives for their small body, and they just are like skipping and prancing after her.
This doesn't look like a good cult.
I thought these were going to be maters again.
I was also like,
Oh
this
my
is our
gosh, I
mater.
forgot about maters.
They're gators. They're gators.
Kai will immediately shoot one of them with a spell.
You're gonna shoot one of them with a spell?
Yep.
What kind of spell?
I will. Well, how about, let's see. I think he's acting brashly. So my instinct was to shoot them. Maybe he is less than I am. Let's do even he hits them, odd he does like a warning shot. Okay, I guess. There we are.
Should just roll the hit. That'll tell you.
Alright. Yeah, he hits him.
Okay, we're gonna
with sorceress blast.
we're gonna instead of doing that, we're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you were talking while I was trying to do something, so it didn't matter. This is the girl. This is the creature.
It's
Oh,
definitely,
God.
he's definitely
Oh my
shooting
God.
that. He's definitely shooting that.
Well, go ahead and I guess you don't even need to roll initiative. I always tell you that, but you never actually have to do it.
We pseudo roll initiative.
Yeah.
It does it all for us.
I forgot Kyra looked like that. That is not my mental image.
What do you think Kyra looks like?
I don't know, not that.
Why? Okay. So, no, you're back. You're in this little black area because you are like
Change the screen
you have to do that.
You have to do that.
You have to
for
do
the
that.
stream. For the stream.
I did that. Oh god. I didn't in the right spot though. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see. So we have the lady. She's sort of here in the middle. You can see her. There's these little goat creatures back here. And you guys are like still from where you are on the map, add like 60 feet. You're quite far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Nemea, you get the jump. You have very fast reaction speed. You see all of this happening. You're already acting before everyone else has taken the whole scene in.
Yeah. I will dash the 60 feet.
Yep. So now
to
you
get me,
are. Yeah.
on the edge.
Yep.
Am I like here?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll dash and I'll raise my voice and I'll be like, Corinna, like go for the tree, and I'll basically like direct her to, a place like around where there's a break in the trees on the left.
Okay. Perfect.
Great. And that'll be it.
Okay. Kyra will like saunter up. She's like, she doesn't look like she's moving fast. Like she's walking, but she's like keeping pace with you as you're like sprinting the fastest you've ever sprinted. And she like gets up next to you and she'll just like take out her harp. She'll start playing like beautiful music that's like really inspiring. And she turns around and like looks at Elegy. She's like, see? And she will inspire you. Elegy. Sophron.
Oh boy, we are running. Legs moving. Stepping quick. Don't actually know where my token is. Seems to not exist. But we move a full 60 feet.
Okay, perfect. You're there.
Great.
Okay. Elegy.
So we're saying it takes 60 to get here?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to double dash
Double dash.
to... Yep.
Okay.
What?
Looking it. Aeneas.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet. Or am I gonna move 30 feet? Yeah, I'm just gonna move 30 feet and then I'm gonna cast Spike Growth.
Ooh.
Right. Honestly, just centered on them. Pretty
Okay.
sure it can reach. It's got a range of 150 feet.
Oh,
Or like centered on maybe like the first
okay. And what's the
Mhm.
radius on that?
20 feet. And it becomes difficult terrain.
Okay.
Centered on
The first one.
actually could it be that second one that's right behind it? I
Sure.
forgot how to ping.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah, that
about,
guy.
okay. Perfect. So about there is where it stops.
Oh wait. I'm not in range. This is really far.
Yeah.
If the map is correct. Okay, never mind. I'll dash. I'll be doing that later.
Okay. The goatlings sort of squeal. They're having a great time. They're like just causing a ruckus in the forest. They move. Not that far. Dashing. Then let's see. One of them, instead of dashing, will see Elegy, and he will start yelling at you. He's gonna start calling you naked legs and making fun of you for having naked legs, and then
Get him.
you need to make a wisdom save, please.
I think you're being mocked.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty bad insult, so you're fine. Okay.
You don't take it to heart.
You don't take it to heart. Kai.
Okay. How do I play this game? So I will take my movement and I'll come up by Sophron
That's a
Mhm.
And
movement
then-
and a dash. to get
and a
there.
dash.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We're very far away. Unless you're Elegy.
I can't do anything else unless. Please hold. One
You're
last check.
115 feet from that first guy.
Yeah, I can't. I was looking at if I could give Shield of Faith, but I
Mhm.
can't. All right. That's my turn.
Rina is going to
Has-
stand. Go ahead.
Nothing. Kai's
Okay.
gonna say something about you're so ugly. The reason why he was last is because his like robe was caught on some thorns and he like had to rip it and then run.
Rina's going to stand up, half of her movement, move, and then dash and get just behind Elegy on her
Nice.
turn.
I'm gonna
Then-
like
yeah.
body block her.
Perfect. From getting past you?
No, from that like is protecting her.
Okay.
Elegy just punches her in the throat and puts her on the ground.
That'll tell you to call me naked
Stay
legs.
around. Body
You're
block
going
for
home.
her on her behalf
Whether you like it or
She
not.
is shielding her from danger.
Okay.
with
boys
her
for
body.
Nemea.
All right, Nemea's gonna dash again to get up in here.
You can
Yeah.
also you can dash as a bonus action, Sarah.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, so
I
you
can-
As
I
can,
a
can't.
rug.
The
you
roof.
can
Get
double
close.
dash also.
Oh, I
You're a
can.
rogue
I'm a
Yeah.
rogue.
this whole time.
Sometimes I don't know how to
Could be
play it,
30
but I
feet
am one.
closer.
All right, so I can go 30 feet and then dash 60. Is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing? Okay. Well, let me see where I want to go. 30, 90. Sure. I'll go right up here.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Bada
You're
bing, bada
tanking.
boom.
Speedy girls.
Okay. Kyra will go and sit on this rock and inspire Sophron.
Neat.
She's playing a little jig, and she makes it really like as you're walking, she puts it in tune with your steps, and you feel energized by it.
I was gonna say I stomped to the beat, and that works great. So yeah, I stomp forward and I pull out my pole axe and scream. And that's my turn.
Okay.
What's the scream sound like?
I don't know. I'm not gonna scream.
Perfect.
A wooga.
It does not sound like a klaxon. I'll tell you that much.
Elegy.
Okay. I move up to here. I spend a focus point to activate the thing. I bonus action unarmed strike this guy in front of me.
Okay.
$16 to hit as I reach out with like fire whip.
Yeah.
And whip his legs.
Yeah, you whip his legs and like it breaks them clean in half, and he falls down and doesn't get up.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I'm not
Oh.
casting spike growth anymore.
Okay. I take the dodge action.
Okay. Aeneas.
I will move, 30 feet. Then I will see if any of my spells have the range to reach them. Other than the expensive ones?
I yell at the one who yelled at me before. Now who has naked legs?
Wow. Okay. I guess then I'll do another 30 because wow, we are so far away. So another beautiful little dash. It's impossible for me to grab anything, but that'll be my turn. So
Okay.
I'm done.
The goatlings are gonna go. So this first one gonna come up to you. This other one that called you naked legs is gonna you yell back to it, and it's gonna be like, "Well, I'll eat your boots," and you're gonna have to make another wisdom save.
You tell him.
Me?
Yep.
These things are cute and we're killing them.
You started this.
Cute
Oh, that's
is
a
strong
check.
word.
I wasn't allowed to.
Hold on. What's my save versus my check? Do I have wisdom?
You're a monk.
Probably.
You
I
should.
think you do.
I think you
So
have
add
wisdom and
2 to
dex.
that. 10. I'll add Kyra's inspiration.
Okay.
What is it?
6.
Wow, sad, Kyra. That's really sad. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine. Okay. The one that does manage to get up to you. What's your DC or your AC?
15.
Oh, you're dodging though.
Yeah.
Okay. 15. So then first one hits. You take 4 piercing damage as it stabs you. The
I will deflect the damage.
oh. I don't remember what that does. Please
I don't
explain.
take any damage.
Okay, perfect. The second one misses, and the third one misses. And the rest of them dashed or insulted you. So, Kai.
Okay. Kai's gonna walk up Here. And then he's gonna be like, fucking leave my friend alone. And he's gonna shoot this goatling next to Elegy. Except he's going to use meta magic and twin Sorcerer's Bolt,
Ooh,
hitting hopefully these two.
gotcha.
Do they have cover?
This one does.
Okay, well then I'll hit one of these that doesn't have cover.
Yep.
Cast. Oh, sheesh. One of these days.
One of these days. Yep.
I hit that one.
Yep.
And that one.
What does that look like?
Yeah, it is so. Yeah, it's lightning. It's like from crackles from his eyes down his arm and into his hand, and his fingertips release 2 bolts of lightning.
Perfect.
And one hits the goat in front of her, and then the other one over here.
You gotta roll to hit both of them.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Cool.
The
So
first
that was
one.
the one next to Elegy. I
That
guess?
one simply explodes into goat bits, reminiscent
And
of
then-
Shoo Shoo. The other one also just simply explodes.
Great. And then Kai will use 2 more meta magic to quicken, and I can cast Chromatic Orb as a bonus action and hit another one.
Sure, I don't know how your class works anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
20, which means it bounces to a different person, bitch.
Okay, roll to hit the second one.
Which means it bounces to another person.
Wow.
Holy shit, they all die.
Wow.
Okay, Kai will. So after the 2 explode, Kai's like, no, fucking leave us alone. And just like lightning will come not from his fingertips, but from seemingly the air around him. And it will blow the forest towards these goatlings. And they'll all just poof into bloody mist.
Yeah. And just after that lightning fades, it's quiet again, and then there's normal upset animal noises. They did not like that, but they're back. The bits of goat sort of almost already look like they're rotting. And then the girl who's collapsed back on the ground, sort of next to Kyra, is just like grabbing Kyra's leg, being like, "Are you real? Tell me you're real. Tell me that you're real."
I'm
Kyra's
gonna go over to her.
Kyra's like looking at you all like, "Come here, help her."
Hello, girl.
Are you real? Are you real?
Yes, we're real. We were sent by your father. Is Demetria here? It seems like maybe.
You know Demetria?
Oh, Demetria?
Are you working with her?
No.
Are you?
No, I escaped.
Where is that boy?
What is his name? I wrote it down.
What is his name?
His name, she says, his name. Oh, Sostrate. It's like,
I'm not going to remember your boyfriend's name. I'm sorry.
she, so yeah, he's still there. I couldn't bring him with me.
Okay, did you see goats with some
There's
wine?
so many. Yes,
Wine?
yes, they have it at the temple. They have it.
Okay, perfect. Where's this temple? Is it close?
I just left. I felt like I was running for days. I don't
Okay,
remember.
but it's probably close.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a couple days isn't too bad, but that's a long time to run.
Yeah, I had to get away. I had to. It's horrible there. She lured us. I thought that it was gonna be great, but it was horrible.
Okay, but tell us why it's horrible,
There's
please.
those goat monsters everywhere.
They're not
evil-
very strong.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a normal person, and not someone who can explode goats with their minds, like one of our group, I think they'd be pretty scary.
They're awful.
I feel like Nemea has like gestured to Kai, and she's like cup of wine, and she'll like give Kai to give her like a little. You don't need it. You
you
can
get it.
share. And she's
Yeah.
like, here, have like something to calm her down and like calm her nerves.
She takes a couple deep breaths and she says, I was lured there by Demetria with some of my friends. She's so beautiful, and she can make you feel anything. But there's this kind man, and he told me that she was going to do terrible things, and I had to get away, and I did. But I left everyone.
Well, we'll be going there, so it's we can check on them for you.
Yeah, who's this kind old man?
His name is Loreus. He's a satyr.
Oh, okay, not one of the evil goat things.
I hope not. He was really nice,
Well,
but Demetria was also really nice.
But evil? I don't understand. I'm confused. What has she actually done?
She hasn't done
killing
anything
people?
to me yet. But he told me that she was going to do something terrible, and I had to leave. And then when I decided to leave, they
that's
stared chasing
Good
me.
advice. Well, yeah, usually when you stop people from leaving, that means you're bad. How many other people are there?
I don't really remember. It's sort of hazy. I think 10?
So there's 10 other people
Yeah.
being held there? Oh, great. Okay. That's good. Now, I'd say go home, but I think you might be safer with us, even though we have to go back over there.
No, if
Which
you're
I
going back to
understand
that
is very
temple, I
scary.
need to go with you. I left all of them there, and I have to go back for them.
Yeah, that's a
Yes,
good
you can
sentiment.
help us.
Yeah, okay, sure. Well, I mean, you can show us where the temple is, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I do. I remember. I was running. I can lead you there.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're feeling all right.
She takes a
We're
swig
feeling
of the
I'm
wine.
like giving
She
her like
stands up.
little flatbreads while
Yeah,
she's eating.
I'm good. I can do this.
Yeah, you can do this.
Would you like this emotional support, squirrel?
I would really love it. She takes it.
No.
A god made it.
Okay. With that,
Let's
before
go.
she leads you there, we will go on break. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we will go to wherever Corinne is going to lead you. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we have our weekly loading screen. This is the History of Thylea, Volume 1, Chapter 1, The Legend of Creation, Part 2. So, yet her death was not a surrender. It was a glorious sacrifice. Thylea's body came apart, her head and torso floating back to the surface to become a chain of virgin islands. Her heart burst from her chest and transformed into a great tree, rising up from the center of the continent she had birthed. Her limbs sunk to the bottom of the sea, stretching and twisting into great roots that connected each island, nurturing the fertile plants and gentle animals that sprang into being on the island's surface. Gentamane's grief over his lover's death was inconsolable. Without Thylea to temper his moods, he succumbed once more to his most violent urges. Screaming his fury at the heavens, he thrashed and raged in the oceans around the body of his lover, unleashing terrible storms and massive tidal waves that threatened to swallow the newborn islands. Yet, even after her death, a part of Thylea's spirit remained in the great heart tree at the center of the islands. She reached out, silent as ever, and brushed against her mad husband's mind. soothing his tortured spirit with a soft caress. Sensing her presence, the 100-handed giant transformed his grief into a new purpose, binding himself to what was left of his lover with a solemn vow. Kentamane became the ward and protector of the islands, taking up an eternal vigil in the waters around their untouched shores. Fed by Thylea's generous spirit, and with Kentamane's keeping the evils of the outside world at bay, life in the Forgotten Land flourished in a perfect, unspoiled paradise. And finally, the goddess who never spoke was content. The end of chapter 1. Okay.
So sweet.
So, we are back. We have just defeated a horde of goatlings. You are both consoling Corinna, sort of boosting her up to go undertake this endeavor, and a couple of you are sort of leaning down, looking at over the exploded remains of one of these bad boys.
Yeah, are these natural creatures? Are they apparitions? Like,
Make a nature check.
Okay.
I would love to help with that. I think I see Sophron, or I can tell
Mhm.
Sophron's looking at them, and I kind of wander over, and I'm like, Sophron, I've spent a pretty good amount of time in the old woods. I don't recognize these things at all, I don't think.
These
Unless I do, GM.
are not natural, but you can tell they once were.
Good old corrupted beasts.
Is
Okay.
it illegal?
Is it illegal? Yes, actually, it is against the laws of Thylea.
It's very illegal. The druids would not be happy.
Yeah, but like I said, so the bodies are like they just died and they're already decaying a lot. So it's very unnatural in its current state. Yes, Kai.
No. After they're done with the bodies?
Oh, okay. Anything else with the bodies?
Yeah, I mean, did they just explode when anything touches them?
No,
or...
Kai cast lightning on them and that exploded them.
Mhm.
And then he cast a big fireball on them and they exploded. The one that just got its legs broken is in one piece still. Well, three pieces.
Okay. But it still did fall over very quickly.
Yeah, they seem fragile.
Okay. And we were attacked psychically.
Yep.
What else can I glean about these things' bodies? Are they super fast? Are they agile? Are they strong?
They look pretty buff for their small stature. You saw them move. They seemed like they moved normally. They seemed like they were just constantly in a state of being drunk, though. They like moved tipsily, but when they started striking at Elegy, they moved with purpose. So it seems like that brings them out of their
purpose
rage.
and coordination?
Both.
Okay. Well, I think that tells me what I need to know.
You said they're corrupted, Logan, but I guess Aeneas. I mean, we know Demetria is Fae, I'm pretty sure. So I guess Aeneas is curious if these, and he's dealt with Fae before, like he knows Fae of the Forest are not unusual. So
roll an
do
Arcana.
they give Fae vibes? That sucks.
You helped me, I'll help you. Or you can let me roll it because I have a +4.
Yeah, you guys rolled the one the other ones.
Yeah.
I have both.
Oh, okay.
It would be better if you rolled Arcana.
You do it, Aeneas. You want to know.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, I should. Shit, I forgot to roll with advantage.
You can take my 16 and make it a 20.
Yeah, we'll take your 16 and
Make it an
18.
18.
Fine.
These used to be beasts, and they have been turned into a twisted type of fae.
Oh no. Edward.
Okay. He's kind of looking upset, I think, at this point. He's like, something's really wrong. These were just regular beasts, and then they've been turned into some sort of corrupted fae. This doesn't make any sense. If the druids were here, they would definitely not be letting this happen. With that, I think Aeneas starts like running around wildly, trying to look for like druidic script or a druidic, like I think he can. I think he might still have detect magic up if we were following the tracks. So he wants to look around for anything, any sign, any symbol. He's kind of yells at what's her name and is like, "Were there any druids? Did anyone come to check on what was happening here?"
No, it's just Loreas and a couple dryads, but no druids. And you look around and you don't see really any sign of druids around here, which isn't unusual. They don't go around marking all the trees, but like you don't even see any signs of them recently.
I mean, the old woods are big, but
Massive.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the druid in charge now. I don't think I like this.
Okay. Now, Kai.
Kai grew up on the periphery of the court, grew up going to parties, grew up watching body language, subterfuge, deceiving people. So he's interested in this woman we saved.
You have to tell me her name.
Corina.
Okay, close enough.
Corina. And it's just gonna like see like when Aeneas became flustered, did she like smile a little? Like did she, or like is she giving any tells of her being duplicitous?
Insight.
Yep. I shall do so. Can I just thank you.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Yeah. She is
I rolled so many natural 20s.
She is sort of volatile, and you can tell it comes from like recent deep trauma. So she's like both upset that she left people, but terrified to go back, but feels like she needs to. And so her emotions are sort of all over the place. You also notice every once in a while, her eyes will like unfocus and she'll like flutter her eyes a little bit. And it seems like she's like almost like she's drunk a little bit.
Yeah. And she mentioned, she's like, when she came out of the forest, she's like, "Oh my God, are you real?"
Yeah.
And also her father mentioned her hearing voices at night. I think Kai is gonna pull like a little like washcloth out of his ice bucket for the wine and is gonna put it on the back of her neck to try to soothe her. And he's gonna be like, "You're safe now." Try to assure her and see if she like knows anything more that she hasn't told us yet.
Yeah, she's like, Sostrate and I were out in the woods one night, and Demetria was just there, and she was talking to us, and she was promising us all these great things, and we could be together, and we could be happy, and we just went with her, and I don't know why, but then things were great, and we were in the temple, and it was beautiful, and everything was great. I think it was great. And then Loreas was there, and he was telling me all these things were wrong, and I didn't believe him. And then I saw it, and it was all so wrong, I think. And then I was running, and they were chasing me, and I knew it was wrong. I'm pretty sure. And then it was all of you guys were here.
Okay. Kai, I'm just like dumping lore. Kai has like some of his refuge, ironically, is in the temples of Mitros, away from crowds who gawk at him, the dragon boy. So he like has picked up things. So I'm gonna just like roll like maybe some religion. Like, is this like hitting on any like activities that a god or a supernatural being related to the gods, like a deceiver god might?
Sure. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Ugh, not that good.
That good. It doesn't ring any bells. You're 100% sure. I mean, the closest thing to a deceiver god you know of is Kyra, the goddess of music and
Auntie.
trickery.
Yeah.
But you're pretty confident she hasn't been abducting children in the old woods, abducting young adults in the old woods.
And making goat abominations.
Yeah, and making you. I mean, that sounds like something she might do, but she'd put a more fun flair on it. These weren't
Yeah,
fun.
there'd be little hats on
Yeah,
them,
they would
so, yeah.
explode into like confetti or something. Not rotting meat. But yeah, no deceiver gods that you know of. And like even the Titans are not really, there's not this.
They're not like-
yeah.
They're not like coming into the lives of mortals to try to trick them.
No. They don't trick, they just demand.
That's why they must die. No, sorry, what?
Okay. Corinna has sort of composed herself. She's ready to lead you all back to where she came, if you are ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So she leads you a good 30 minutes. She's like, oh, I think we're here. I really wasn't that far at all. And you come into this large, the trees here are really old, but you come into this clearing where there are 7 large standing stones that look old, and they are about twice the height of Sophron, so like really big. There's sort of dappled light coming through. What did you say?
Did you say height or did you mean width? Never mind.
No, they're about twice as high as Sophron.
Talking like 15 feet.
15 feet.
Give or take.
There is an abundance of small creatures here. Each of the standing stones is sort of carved in splotches or covered in splotches of green moss, but you can see some runes underneath them. They are arranged in a circle. And you just get the overbearing sense that they have been here a very, very long time. You can see just beyond them a building of some sort, but there's a lot of trees in the way and there's a lot of growth on the building, so you don't get a good look at it yet.
Does Aeneas recognize the standing stones?
You
Is it a
have
common
not.
sight?
No, the druids don't really do standing stones that you know of. The text on them, you can see it from here, it looks sort of druidic, but old, like old English to current English. You can recognize it, but you have to. It's not recent.
I
Okay.
cast comprehend languages. Can I read it?
Is that written and spoken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do that?
The magic of the silver.
Yeah. Yes, you cast it. You can read it. It's more impressions. It's not quite a language. It's more like
I have to
pictograms.
touch the surface on which the words are written, and then I
Yep.
can read.
You touch it. This is very cold. It's colder than you would think a stone would be in the middle of the forest in the summer. And yes, you understand these are a place. This is at one point, a branch of Thylea was here, and so these stones were erected. And this is just a holy place for. It talks about some order you've never heard of, and people who used to live here and were part of the forest, really old, long time ago. It doesn't say anything we're the druids of the old woods and we built these stones. It's more these were a place of worship for a culture long lost.
Mhm.
Roll an investigation check, or
No problem.
yeah, just do investigation. I want to see if you can piece this together.
11.
Can I help?
I don't know how to describe this, but you understand that you cannot, you would not be able to write these things. They are
Mm.
such that 2 hands is insufficient to write them.
Okay.
That's why I said I can't describe it. You just know that.
It just wouldn't be feasible. Like,
Yeah,
no one
no,
would.
yeah, it
no
just
one would.
would
No
not,
culture would construct a language this complicated with
Yeah.
only 2 hands.
Yeah. You're reading one line at a time and you realize it's actually like multiple lines are all
Yeah,
stacked on top. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Great.
with that,
I want
information-
to sneak around and see what's up in this house.
Okay. Were you going to say something before we move on, Aeneas?
No. I mean, no.
You feel a sense of peace around these standing stones the closer you get. And then as you walk away, it goes away. Nemea, you are going to investigate the building?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to see if I can see like who's in there.
You don't see any movement inside. So you go around and you see sort of this.
So pretty.
Sorry, back up before you leave. Aeneas, you're standing at these standing stones. You feel a sense of peace.
I mean,
and then you walk
yeah.
away, and then something hits you in the back of the head. And you look down, and there's a little acorn on the ground. And you look up right as another acorn comes flying and it hits you in the face. And then you see, on hopping from some of the stones to the other, as a little chipmunk wearing a cute little red hat who's just so angry at you, and he's throwing acorns at you. And he is just chirping. He is pissed, jabbering away. You look a little closer and you realize he's wearing like a little vest too.
I'll remind you that I probably can't see those things,
Oh,
but I can tell that something is jumping around and pelting me, and also yelling at me. in
it's
another
chirping
language.
really loud. You recognize a squirrel.
Yeah. Aeneas is like, okay, all right, just wait a second, okay, and then he'll cast speak to animals, of course.
You
And
cast
he'll be
it,
like,
and it doesn't take hold.
And then I'll zap this guy if you want me to.
no, there's no need to zap right in this second.
Every time you've cast a spell on an animal, it's worked. Even if the animal has not talked back. This spell failed when you cast it on the squirrel.
I think I cast it on myself.
Yourself? Okay, well, it doesn't work. So you cast it on yourself, but you can't talk to the squirrel.
Can I see that this isn't working?
I think Aeneas is still just trying. he's like making what sound like chirping noises.
Yeah.
But are not.
But you also hear chirping noises back, which normally you'd be able to hear.
Yeah,
normal.
normally I can understand it. Yeah. So from the outside, I'm just very confused. But still chirping.
I like to think you would still speak an amount of squirrel.
I can usually piece together normal squirrel body language and basic
like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
communications, but sort of like meerkats. I know the meerkat calls.
Make an animal handling check for me.
I'd love to. He is trying to also calm down this very enraged animal.
Squeak, squeaking.
Squeak, 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 squeaking.
Impressive.
You're chirping at the squirrel. It holds out. It is ready to throw an acorn, and then it stops, and then it holds it out for you.
Aeneas gets closer, sort of keeps squeaking, and he gently cups his hands in front of him.
And then it bites your thumb, and then it starts laughing really loud.
Jesus, these damn.
And then it throws the acorn at you and laughs even harder.
I'm gonna grab this squirrel, chipmunk.
Squeak, squeaky. It's shaking a
well,
fist at you.
Can I grab
normally-
him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Normally, I
He's
can
like-
speak to him pretty alright, but this one's not making any sense, and that's really strange. I don't think it's a regular chipmunk.
Maybe it's a demon squirrel, just like the goatlings. We should kill it.
I know
Does
he has a tiny
does it
hat.
look
It's very
There's
cute.
like cackling lightning at his fingertips.
What did you ask? Elegy?
Does it look normal? No, I just said it has
Oh.
a tiny hat. Does it look normal?
It has
No,
a
it has
tiny
a vest
hat.
and a hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it have a vest and a hat?
I don't know. Do you want
There's a
me to take
little
it off?
gold emblem. There's a little green and gold emblem on the back of the vest.
Gonna strip the squirrel.
What does it look like?
The emblem?
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, it's like
Me?
it's just like a little gold patch with like a green tree on it.
Okay. Do we get the sense the squirrel is just antagonizing us or actively trying to communicate?
It's really hard to tell because it's
Wait, can I understand it?
you
Why
can
would you be
comprehend
able to
languages.
You're touching
Yeah.
it and you're comprehending.
Oh wow, yeah.
You should be able to, but yet all you hear is you hear it as if somebody is making squirrel noises.
Oh, nice.
All right.
What?
Last ditch attempt. Nemea pulls out her little piece of chalk, breaks it in half.
Yep.
She wants to persuade this squirrel to communicate, like see if it like knows how to communicate or like write with the piece of chalk. And so she'll be like, and then she'll like
Okay.
and then she'll write like hello, you know.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Meanwhile-
normally I'd say that'd be offensive, but this
Kai's gonna be
squirrel's
like-
pretty strange.
Aeneas, what happens when you get hit when you're animal? Like if like an anvil dropped on you when you're a squirrel, would you like
Right.
poof into a human again?
Well, I think I might just die.
What if we drop an
Maybe
anvil
the
on the
anvil.
squirrel?
I don't think that's how it works exactly.
Hmm.
It takes a
15.
chalk.
Yeah.
It breaks it in half. Shoves
Yeah.
half of it into one of its cheeks.
Yep.
Shoves the other half into the other side of its cheek.
Uh-huh.
Then it like chews up really fast.
Yep.
And then it spits it at you. And then
Yep.
like laughs and like Elegy's still holding it, but it's like head is rolling back. It's laughing.
I knock it on the head with one finger.
Flick it. Make an attack
No,
roll.
just like knock,
Is it?
not flick.
Are you doing it menacingly?
She's
No.
booping
Okay,
it.
you're booping it.
Booping it. I'm also gonna take its hat and vest off.
Okay.
That's the worst idea.
Underneath the vest is just skin.
human
Okay.
human nipples.
It takes an acorn and puts it on its head like a new hat.
Hey,
Where is it getting the acorns
how
from?
big
You
are those empty
cannot
bottles
tell.
that you got, Nemea?
Say that again.
How big are those empty potion bottles that you got?
Well, the empty potion bottle is not very big, but I have some empty oil bottles,
Perfect.
oil flask.
There's nothing I want more than a lubed up chipmunk.
It's gonna start
She's like-
freaking out in your hand, Elegy, and like trying to get out of your hands.
I'm not letting go.
It's gonna start biting your hand and making a big nuisance.
I mean, clearly
say-
it can understand us, guys.
Elegy, just
what are we
stuff
doing?
it in here and we'll hold on to it for a little bit until we figure things out.
In the oil bottles?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It's been kind of rude anyway. It needs time out.
She's our squirrel handler.
Rodent handler, chipmunk and squirrel,
All right.
whichever.
Nemea wants to go back to sneaking around now that Mr. Squeakins know.
So, what did you do to the squirrel?
We're shoving
in
it
a
inside the oil
bottle.
bottle.
Full of oil.
No,
With the
I
lid
poured
on.
out the
Empty.
oil. I
Okay.
poured
Okay.
out the oil.
But I mean, I'm sure it's got residual oil in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
great.
also, does it have holes in it for it to breathe?
I make sure that it can breathe.
And I tell the squirrel, I say, if you are bad, I will light you on fire.
Oh, well, she doesn't mean it. I promise.
I mean it.
She really does.
So we witnessed this thing. So Kai, this is Kai. So we witnessed this thing react negatively to you saying, we're going to capture you and put you in an oil bottle. And then we did. And now we're telling it we're going to burn it alive.
Before that,
If
you
it's bad.
stripped it and put it in the bottle.
That's why its clothes don't get oily. It's very polite.
All I'm gonna say is that
Are we the baddies?
it
Just think of
instigated
it
this
as
entire
deep
situation.
conditioning. It's deep conditioning for its
That's
fur.
true.
Very good. It come out all shiny, smooth. Great. I'm sneaking over.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
sneaking.
You sneak over to this sort of ruin that is just overgrown with these plants. Like at first you thought they were almost like tree trunks, but then you get close and you can actually see the marble underneath all of the growth. There are dozens of gargantuan tree roots that sort of wind their way like all over everything in the structure. So it's like this picture makes it look nice, but it's like a mound of vegetation with a building underneath it. There's like no noise coming from inside of it. Like there's the front where doors used to be at one point, but they're just sort of an entryway now. And like you don't hear goat creatures, you don't hear really anything from inside.
Well, this is very strange. I was promised a lot of goat creatures. Yeah, I would like to investigate to see if, like, without entering the building, but like see if there's like a back entrance or like someplace that has heavy traffic
Yeah.
in around the building,
Yeah.
whatever that would be.
Investigation, please.
She's like sniffing around. Oh.
There's like a side entrance. You don't see it like, but it's like you can tell there's a hole in the wall, but like it's overgrown with trees. And like you can't really like see into it at all. The tracks, like if there were tracks, they have been brushed away, or you can't quite see them. They don't get much.
All right, Corinna, this is on you. Where's everybody?
This is just the entrance. It's inside and down.
It's bigger on the inside?
Yeah, but she controls everything, I think.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. She whips out the wig that she got a few games ago.
Uh-huh.
And she's gonna come as like a youth.
Hmm.
And she's going to enter under the guise of somebody wanting to join this
Okay.
No,
cult.
You walk in to this big
Yes.
antechamber. It is dominated by a large statue reminiscent of the one you saw in the Oracle's temple. You can tell that it is Sidon, hunched on his throne. And he's sort of like it seems too big for the room. Like it's like he's almost hunched and like the ceiling is crouching down as if he's this massive figure. The ceiling is domed with an oculus that allows a broad ray of light to come down, and it's striking a mirror that he's holding in two of his hands, which catches the light and directs it through a small shaft. I said two of his hands because this portrait of Sidon has 6 arms.
I get it now.
Hello. hello.
You
I
shout out,
the
and like your
voices told
voice
me to
bounces
come
off the
here.
dome and comes back. You don't hear anything. There's a couple like doors at the back of this, or places where doors used to be that go into a darker room. But no one comes out. No one calls to you. There's just sort of wet, damp earth, and then your footsteps in it. But that's the only sounds that you hear.
All right, Karina, you are going to lead me. I'm your new recruit. They'll come up from behind. It'll be great. And she's like, Karina, lead the way. Does Karina remember like where the entrance is?
She's like, I think it was in the back. I never came here alone, except for when I was running. And then everything was trying to stop me.
Okay. All right. Well, just you like we're gonna walk arm in arm together.
What are
So
the
this
rest of you doing?
traumatized person.
She's got her strength now.
Kai picked up the little squirrel person's clothes,
Uh-huh.
folded
No,
them
I have
neatly.
them still.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Kai's there with them, I guess. Can I
Karina,
have a wig too? Can Kai have a wig? Do you have how many wigs you got?
I only took one for that one time. But we
Perfect.
can share.
I was gonna disguise self, but you know what? I think that's much better.
All right. Oh, look, we are sexy youths looking to having fun.
Aeneas he's like, well, I could come with y'all as like a cat or a spider or something and hide with you. What
Do your spells work?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Seem to have some difficulty.
It's not a spell. Anyways, you wouldn't know anything about it.
Clearly.
Secret druid magic.
Oh, be a cat. Be a cat.
Okay. Aeneas turns into a red cat.
Maybe I could
An
wear
orange
you.
kitty. And then he scurries over to Nemea and jumps onto her shoulder and curls around her neck.
Okay.
We are two sexy youths and a cat ready to join you.
Kai looks fucking hot.
You walk into the back room, and this is a expansive rectangular room shrouded in darkness. You hear sort of echoing sounds of droplets falling into this vast pool of stagnant water that occupies the center of the room. There are black vines. There's like a massive tree growing out of the side of the walls, and the roots sort of wind across the hall. The stone floor, like there's a rim all the way around, but like the floor gradually descends into the pool, and this is like looks reminiscent. You remember one of your brothers telling you about a bathhouse. Like this looks like a bathhouse.
Oh, yeah, this is just a bathhouse. My brother told me about this. Oh, yeah.
There
How
is
many brothers who go to bathhouses do you have?
At least 20.
Aeneas
I have
makes
at
a
least-
strange chirping noise.
I have at least 20 brothers, and they all go to bathhouse because they're all very clean.
That's why men go to bathhouses. Yeah.
There's another doorway at the back of
going
this
through.
room. Okay.
Keep going through.
At the room behind the baths, there's a staircase which descends into shadow. These stairs are being watched by 4 like statues. Each of them appears to be a 6-armed cyclops. They're in all sorts of disarray. There's like some of them are missing arms, heads, legs. The 2 at the front hold large discolored bronze bowls in like their lower arms. And Karina like stops in front of them and she says, "Oh, these are bad. These are really bad. I can't remember."
Well,
Go get him, kitty. So, I'll try to perceive. Like, is there a trap?
How about you instead roll a religion check?
Sure.
It's going to get you the same
Sensing-
answer that you want.
Sensing Hinduism. I don't know if it will give me the same answer.
Yeah. You, having spent a lot of time in temples, can tell. Well, one, you can tell this place is so old. If there was a trap, it doesn't exist anymore. So, like, that's a gimme. But this is immediately recognizable to you as like offering, like you put in an offering into the bowl. Like that's what these are reminiscent of. They're normally at the front of temples. These ones are at the back, but who knows? But that's immediately recognizable to you.
So like blood or wine or cats. I'm asking the cult member.
Which cult
Corinna.
member? Oh, she
Corinna.
she doesn't.
Doesn't
She has
remember.
no idea. She just has bad feelings about these statues.
If we look at Corinna, is there any like slash it like
No, there's
she
no.
cut?
She's no
cut
cut
herself?
marks on her.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's like injuries from when she's running through the woods,
Scratches.
but yeah,
Yeah.
she doesn't have like a big gash along her palm or anything like that.
Does she smell like wine?
No, she smells like something, but not wine.
Can I roll to identify what that smell is? Actually, I take her, I shove her up to Sophron. What's this smell? Or no, or better yet, I take Sophron and I say, sniff these balls. What's in here?
I would like to match the scent of the bowls to the scent of the woman.
Oh, did you ask if the bowls smell like anything?
Does the bowl smell the bowls and smell anything that smells like the woman?
The bowl does not smell anything on the bowls. The bowls smell like sort of corroded old metal. I thought you were asking if Corinna smells like anything, and I said she does not smell like wine. She smells like something, but you don't know.
Yes, and that's why the bowl
Okay.
is now sniffing both the woman and the bowls.
Corinna has like an herbal scent about her. You've smelt a lot of things. You can't identify any of these.
What? Wow.
You can confidently say that you have never smelt the things that she smells like.
Okay. Well, that doesn't. So that's bad.
Or good. It's just
No,
I just
bad.
give you information. You make it
Probably
the
That
way you want.
information is bad information.
I'm gonna go up to
Um,
one of these bowls and put the oil bottle with chipmunk in it in the bowl.
Do that. Nothing happens.
Okay, I take it out.
Okay.
I go back to pacing.
Does Corinna have anything on her? Like, is she?
She's in like rags.
in her
she looks like
rags,
in like
okay.
she was in normal clothes that are rags at this point, but no, she doesn't have anything else on her.
There's no like pockets or anything.
Nope.
Okay. I think we throw
Kai-
this squirrel over first and see.
Kai will just walk up and take a little dagger and cut his hand and drop blood into the bowl.
Okay. We'll say that's 2 HP.
What? I have 14 health? No.
No, you have.
Sounds like you have 12 now.
I'm
Yeah, and
19.
you bleed pretty briskly into the bowl, and it sort of drops down into it, forming a nice little pool. It's now a bloody bowl, but nothing has happened.
Cool.
Do you want your little hat back? You
So
can
we can
have it.
Can we just walk beyond them? Or are they like, you said they're guarding and...
They're like at the edges, but like there's still a whole hallway between them.
Okay. With a single strand of hair, because the most of it's on Nemea, I'm just going to keep walking.
You walk past and you hear like rumbling as the statues like look at you, and then they raise all of their arms and their bowls and go to like whap you. And we will roll initiative.
Yeah. I love statue fights.
There's no avoiding it.
There might have been a way.
There might have been, but we don't take time to figure things out. We just fight them.
We tried like
This
3
sucks.
things.
Yeah, you did try 3 things, and you did good.
That's my limit. 3 tries and then violence.
We'll just
And all 6 of these are
no
attacking.
Just 2. Just 2. So the way where you guys are. So, who is down here?
Oh, I am technically occupying the same space as Nemea.
Nemea.
So yeah,
This is water.
there's water out there.
Where is there
And-
water?
That
Oh,
green.
fun.
Okay.
I am missing from the map.
Yeah, because I made this when you were gone.
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you.
And Logan, you're doing a really good job, but also chat can't see the map.
Yeah, I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up. Here we go. Okay. You, Sophron, you need to be here. There you go.
There we go.
I'm so insulted that no one came out to greet their 2 new sexy members of this cult.
And their cat.
And their cat.
You know what would have got them out? Thin Mints.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kyra goes first. Kyra doesn't do anything. Elegy goes first. You see these statues moving at Kai. Like, Kai's like blissfully walked by. He's looking at one, and the other is about to hit him with a giant bronze bowl.
Preoccupied by the cut in my hand.
Yeah.
That you gave yourself.
Okay. This is double door? Yes. I'll just push past these 2 people and a cat wearing a wig. And I will punch the statue here.
Okay. Yeah.
10.
10 misses. You punch
And
it,
I
but
will-
it's just stone. So,
Punch again. 11.
punch. You're just punching rock.
I'm gonna go back out here. Start pacing again. This is their problem.
Can it make an attack
Yeah,
of
yeah,
opportunity?
yeah.
Okay. So it does that. You run up and hit it, and then it, as you walk away, boops you with the bowl for it misses.
Bowl boop.
I like pet punched it, but it was just stoned twice, and it tries to boot me with the bowl, and I just hold the bowl and like, not today.
Yeah. Sure. As you walk there, though, from underneath the water, a root branch comes up and like tries to wrap around your ankle. And makes an attack roll, and that is gonna be 19.
Yeah.
And that is an amount of damage that I'll tell you in just a second. And Corinna's gonna run and hide in this corner, and then it is Kai's turn as I calculate this damage.
So as the bowl comes at Kai, he's
Yep.
going to like do a little bit of a dodge, a little dip, maybe a little bit of a death drop with
One
the wig on.
damage.
Okay.
And when Kai hits the ground, he's gonna cast Shatter.
Cast Shatter. Nice.
Ketsi shatters his pelvis trying to do the splits.
No, it's a death drop. So they, if they're made of non-organic material,
They are.
they have a disadvantage on a Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
which is actually DC 14 because I'm going to use innate sorcery.
Okay. Abby, you also are attempted to be grappled. So you make a check, and it is 15 DC.
I can do. What is it? What do I do?
Acrobatics. Or
Acrobatics.
They make con. Is that what you said, Joey?
I get grappled.
Okay.
You get grappled.
She
Fuck.
done got grappled.
Maybe
It
I
grapples
should have
me
done
from 10
something
feet away?
else.
Yes.
Okay.
First one is a 12. Second one is a 20, Joey.
So the 12 disadvantage on both.
Yep.
So the 12 fails and takes 19 thunder damage.
19.
And
okay.
then, yeah, quite good. And then I don't know. It doesn't say
I think it's half.
I think it does half damage.
or half. Yeah, as much on a successful one. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I think I will then. No, that's it. Yeah, sorry. Fuck.
Okay. Nemea?
Cool. I'ma stab that statue with
Yep.
my spear.
Yep.
And I'm gonna look for a part of the statue that seems the most corroded or worn
Yeah.
or potentially has a fracture in it or
Yeah.
something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Burr. Oh, I have to remember how to roll. There you go. Wait, Shima. Here we go. We'll do it this way. Yeah. Ooh, not so good.
Not so good. You punch it, and one of its arms, one of its 6 arms, just goes up and grabs whatever you're swinging at it. It just grabs it out of the air.
Wow, rude. I'll take steady aim while I stay here and both holding my spear.
Okay,
You're
Aeneas.
steady, all right.
Yeah, rock steady.
Did you skip Sophron?
Did I?
Yeah. Isn't he?
The statues haven't gone yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
statues have.
statues go before Nemea, technically. Or no? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong.
Wow.
Looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is
my
your
turn.
bad.
I'm just a little kitty cat.
Yep.
Scratch attack. Tail whip.
No.
Growl. Heyday.
Aeneas will.
I just thought of something. Don't worry.
I have a bottle of acid
Nice.
and a bottle of oil.
Hope they're made of calcium
And a
carbonate.
bottle of squirrel.
I have a bottle of acid. I have a bottle of oil. I have a bottle of soap.
Aeneas will disengage and run into this corner.
Okay.
That's it.
Pussy.
The statues.
He just licks one of his paws.
One of them, the one next to Kai, is going to swing the bull at you. Twice.
Can you remind me if I'm using shield, do I have to do it before you tell me the attack roll?
I think I tell you the attack. Is that? Yeah, I tell you the attack roll, and then you decide if you want to use shield.
Yeah,
Great.
but you can't know the full result.
Sure.
No, I think he can. Doesn't he?
Oh, really?
I don't
'Cause,
know.
then
I
I'll
don't
know.
know.
I'll know
Maybe
the
with
I'll know
shield.
the stakes if I can know how much damage.
The first one is an
and
8. The second one is a 21.
How long does it last?
One
One round.
round.
Start of your next turn. Shield is gone.
I'll take it. Take it.
Okay.
Or wait, this is just one of them, right?
Yep.
And it's attacking twice.
The first time
Shield.
missed. The second time is a 21.
21. Oh no, it doesn't even matter. Never mind. It hits me. It hits me.
Okay.
It hits me. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. 7 bludgeoning damage as you are clobbered with this bronze bowl.
Great.
Nemea? Same.
I feel
for
like
you.
it makes a gong.
Yeah. But it's actually
So wait, what were
his head.
the rolls to hit?
The rolls to hit are going to be a 10 and a 12.
Neither of them hit.
Okay, perfect. He's holding your weapon, you're holding his, and then he, with his other 2 arms, swings at you, and you just duck both of them. But he can't really maneuver because you're both still holding on to
I'm
the same
like
weapon.
holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like.
Okay, now Sophron.
We're gonna
Indiana
step
Jones.
around here. Bonus action shove Elegy away from the vines.
Okay.
So you get to move 5 feet. And then I will attack. Give the old slash with a halberd.
Onto the...
The
Vines?
vine. in front
Okay.
of me. Yeah.
Yep.
15 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So that is in actuality 15 slashing damage.
Okay. Yep. You chop the vine and it like falls to the ground limply.
Nice.
'Kay.
Wait, as in it's dead?
It's
Or
laying
I
on the
have
ground as a vine.
beheaded one of the many Hydra vine.
There's currently no vines wiggling about.
Okay.
Those are your words.
Well, then, if there's no vines wiggling about, I will move
Well, no.
back into this room.
Yeah, okay. But if you move, then I will amend my statement.
Okay, oh my god. I attack. I
Yep.
assess the situation. There's no vine movement. I
Correct.
begin to move.
Perfect.
Oh no, surprise.
Surprise! The water grabs you.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
So you just see like the surface of the water like bubbles, and you think it's like a bubble, but it doesn't pop, and then it just sort of like is a rising up and just sort of hits you with a little bit of it. So that is going to be a. Let's hit you with a pseudopod. As you do.
The man hits me from 10 feet away?
No, he moved up when the Elegy was there. He was invisible. 9 misses probably.
That sure does.
Yep. Okay. So you can
And I
continue
will-
moving.
Gonna go ahead and do that, yep.
Perfect. Elegy, when you are shoved, you sort of land not on your butt, but you like stumble a little bit. You also hear a shattering noise. As the glass bottle that you are holding shatters, not because you dropped it, but because what was inside of it is no longer a squirrel, but is now a small oil-covered naked gnome who is screaming squirrel noises and is like runs over to this corner. Corinna like screams, and now there's just 2 screaming people in the corner. One of them is the naked gnome, one of them is Corinna.
Mhm.
Kyra's like, whoa. And
Does
she-
Corinna seem concerned, screaming? Or...
Yeah, very
Oh.
concerned. He's not the gnome is not attacking her. The gnome is just like trying to get into the corner behind her, and she is freaking out. So now the gnome is freaking out, and then Kyra is like trying to quickly draw a picture of what is happening. It's your turn.
So the gnome does not seem like it's being aggressive.
No, it's trying to aggressively get behind Corinna, but it's
Mhm.
not hurting Corinna.
Okay.
Aggressive and slippery.
I'm gonna toss the
looped up.
toss the best over there.
Okay.
It's squirrel sized, unfortunately.
Spend a focus point.
Yep.
Move here.
Uh-huh.
Attack this ooze.
Attack the ooze. Can you see the ooze?
That is the far
Mhm.
away
See the
ooze.
Okay, the faraway ooze.
Yeah.
Ooh.
6. What damage type? Acid damage?
Acid damage, okay.
Yeah. Does that seem like it works? Does the ooze seem upset?
Yes, after you commit to that, you see that it is less effective than you would like.
Okay. I'll do
Is
another one. as a
that just
bonus
6
action.
total? But it's the whole
Yeah.
crit, everything? Okay.
Mhm.
10 to hit? Probably
10?
doesn't hit.
10 hits.
Oh. Do fire damage. How does it feel about that?
How does it feel about fire damage? It also doesn't seem to mind that.
Yeah, fine. And then how far did I move?
5
Go
feet.
into this corner.
Okay. Corinna
That's it.
tries to run and hide behind Aeneas.
I'm a cat.
She steps over you and tries to hide behind you. You're a cat. She is not concerned about that fact. Kai.
Okay. There are so many rules to magic. Okay.
Yeah.
Kai is going to. Which of these two people, of these two statues, look the worst off?
The one next to you only.
On the left. On
Yep.
the left. Okay. Kai will go ahead and cast what's the deal if I cast range?
So if
at
a ranged
blank?
spell attack, you have disadvantage. If it's just a spell that does not an attack, it's fine. Like if it makes them make a saving throw, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But if you roll the
yes.
die, it's just at disadvantage.
I forget that chill touch is in fact not touch.
And not chill.
All right.
Really
So
misleading.
Wow, what a twist!
Guy's gonna still try. So he's gonna reach out and like hold one of their hands.
Yep.
And
One of
then
them.
he's gonna focus energy into his hand. And he's gonna do sorcerer's blast.
Nice. Okay.
So
Disadvantage.
Well, disadvantage. We'll take that first damage, I suppose.
Yep.
12 to attack.
12 to attack. Misses. So you grab one of his hands, and then one of his hands grabs one of your hands, and then you run out of hands before it runs out of hands, and it deflects your attack.
Okay, so in my other hand, would that work? Because we're holding two hands.
Mm-hmm.
Kai will bonus action spiritual weapon, which is a gimme, I guess, related to his class, which the DM sent me this, so it is true. So spiritual weapon. So a hammer.
You
maybe
still have to
reminiscent of-
abide by the spellcasting rule. So that was a
So
cantrip.
I did a
you can
cantrip,
do a bonus action
and now
spell.
I'm doing a bonus action spell. Thank
That's
you.
fine. Yeah.
So anyway, so spiritual weapon, and it's going to be a hammer.
Yep.
The handle will be entwined with a lightning bolt and a dragon, and I'm going to try to hit this guy's head.
Yes. And unfortunately, it's concentration now. Just keep that in mind.
Great. I do not have it.
Just roll a
ready.
d20 and add your charisma plus your
I can't believe I
proficiency.
don't
So it's probably
have
5.
it.
D20 plus 5.
What if I just really quickly add it to my...
Just roll a d20, add
Or-
5, and then by your next turn, you'll have it added.
Ah, fuck. Okay, D20
Plus 5.
plus 5. I almost did it. Okay, so 23.
23 hits. Damage is... D8.
Plus
A D8.
charisma?
Plus spellcasting ability.
Yeah, D8
Yeah,
plus 3.
alright. Sure. 6 force damage.
Nice.
I make his head go gong, and that's my turn.
Nice. Okay. Nemea.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm
almost-
I'm playing like Russell Limbo with my spear and this
Yeah.
We're
this statue. And while I'm doing that, I feel like I'm like getting a sense of its movement. Like
Mhm.
can I tell? Is it mobile? Like, can it leave that square, or
It's been
glued
taking. It's
to
not
its
like
feet?
glued to the ground, but it's not fast. But like it's stepped with both of its feet.
Okay, it's moved its feet.
Yeah.
Great. That's great. I love that for us. I'm going to swing around right here.
Yep.
I'm going to like still kind of like shove my spear under my armpit and then like take a whack at it with my short sword.
Okay.
Just to like keep it engaged, keep it within my control.
Mhm.
And I should actually lies, and I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stay here. Lies! I take it all back. I'm gonna stay here, swing at it with my short sword. I have advantage because I had steady aim last time, and I have Kai next to me, so I'll use that. Go ahead, boo boo.
Sneaky attack.
Use with advantage. Go. There you go. Bada bing, bada
21
boom.
hits.
21 hits. I'm gonna re-roll the damage with Savage Attacker.
Okay.
I think I remember how we said. I'm just gonna re-roll the whole thing. 4 damage again.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. What type of damage? With your weapon?
With the short sword, yeah.
Okay.
And-
It doesn't seem like it's doing all that much, just because it's made
I
of
still
stone.
get sneak attack.
Yeah. Yep. You do.
Throw that in there. 4.
Oh, a lot
And
of
then
fours.
I know. What is this? I notice that it's not doing a lot, and I'll use my bonus action for Clever as the Gods, and I will set up my little soapy soap so that the next step it takes is going to step on soap. And
Nice.
so now everybody has I gotta read the.
I think everyone has advantage on attacks against it.
Everyone has advantage on attacks on this creature until the beginning of until the end of my next turn.
Okay. The Uzi boys are gonna squish on up to Sophron and just squish on up to Nemea. Sophron, yours rolls a 21 to hit,
Ooh, yeah, that'll hit.
and Nemea, yours rolls a 5 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Sophron, you take 12 acid damage.
Hey.
Whoa.
Are you wearing armor?
No.
Okay. That is all.
That's a scary question.
That is a scary question.
Don't like that.
The gnome is in the corner,
This, no.
and he's throwing acorns at the ooze. Doesn't
Good.
seem to be effective. Aeneas.
Okay, I transform back into a human, and I will cast Guiding Bolt on the statue that we have advantage on.
Yep. Ooh, that's good. That's tasty.
Yeah. Hopefully.
12
You're
misses.
shitting me. I'm gonna reroll that with a
Okay.
luck point.
Okay.
So annoying. Roll, please.
Nice.
It won't have my modifiers, but
Yeah, an 18 plus
it's
something
probably
hits.
high enough.
16
so it does
damage.
16 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I think radiant light sort of spreads through the cracks and further reveal weaknesses, but it is already disadvantage. An advantage against
Already
it. So,
weaknesses.
yeah. And that is my turn.
Logan?
Yeah.
Before these statues go, can I forgot I was doing innate sorcery, so I actually have advantage on sorcery attacks, so my disadvantage while clasping hands with him would have just been a straight roll and a 20 would have hit.
Okay, how much damage was that?
Just in case it matters.
Yeah, how much damage was it?
It was 6.
Okay.
Woo!
Every little bit counts.
It counts. Chipping away.
And I do get to choose what kind.
Uh-huh. Choose
Uh-huh.
wisely.
Did the thunder damage from shattering does it look
seemed
particularly
It didn't look particularly affected by it, but it was not unaffected by it.
So surely psychic didn't know thunder.
Yeah.
I'll just keep doing keep doing thunder.
Okay, perfect. It is, so you guys have like grasped hands. It has more hands than you, so it still has a free hand, and it's gonna punch you in the face. So that is gonna be the first one is a 23 to hit.
Uh-huh.
The second one is a 16 to hit.
I'll cast shield.
Does
Oh, my
that
sweet
affect the
summer
first
child.
one?
No, but it does the second.
Okay.
17 is my AC.
Okay, perfect. So the second one misses. The first one deals 8 damage.
All of Kai's teeth are gone.
Nemea, the other one,
Yeah.
it is fed up with you, and it takes its bowl, and it's gonna like try and kick you and hit you with the bowl from 2 directions.
Alright, boo boo, you on
squish you.
soap? You
Yeah,
on
the
soap
old
now?
bottom squash.
For a 12 and 9.
Nope, no, it don't hit.
You are too agile.
That bowl don't hunt.
Sophron.
We are going to step forward just a wee bit.
Yep.
And call out to Kai and Nemea to duck and take a swing.
I like
at...
hold my.
I like to think that we're like Twister, you know, like we're playing the game Twister,
But
where like
vertically
my foot
on
is
the
red
other person.
and yellow.
Yeah.
Except we're clasping hands.
And as I call out to duck, I take my halberd and swing it at this statue in front of Nemea
Yes.
Oh, I love reach.
with
With
advantage.
Nice.
I like slide under its legs.
You slide on the soap purposefully. Yeah,
Okay,
22
hits. So it takes 13 slashing damage.
13 slashing damage. Sure thing.
And then, as part of the cleave function, I get to make an attack against the gray ooze.
Oh.
This will be just a straight roll.
Okay.
18 to hit,
Yeah,
9 slashing damage.
sure thing.
I
It seems
think
like
it's
it does damage. It's amorphous, so it's hard to tell, but it doesn't react pleasantly to what you did. Kyra is going to be like, oh, wow. Kai, I love what you've done with this. This is you're doing good. Just keep it up. Just grow another arm. You got it. And she's going to inspire you.
She casts regenerate in your vestigial third arm.
Okay, Elegy.
Okay, I'm moving up here.
Yep.
Run. I'm
Run,
gonna
run,
make
run.
a unarmed strike against that statue.
Okay.
It's just a scrum up in here.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't have an
I need to
AoE.
roll another.
It really
D20
is a
just in
scrap.
An
case.
advantage. But
Yeah, 21 to hit.
Yep.
4 acid damage. I'll like bring my hands down and touch its head with acid and see if that does anything more.
It does. It does what you would expect.
Okay.
Is that not the answer you
Then I
wanted?
will.
I was expecting an instant kill.
Yeah.
So. Oh, good. Good.
Use flurry of blows with advantage.
Oh, so many dice. Okay. Was that 2 attacks? They'll both hit.
Yeah, 2 attacks, both hit. I'll do 9 thunder and 5 acid.
9 thunder and 5 acid. Yeah. You do. Let's switch that order and say you do acid first, and you sort of notice a crack, and then when you thunder it, its head cracks off, and it drops the bowl tunk, to the ground, and then it sort of just freezes where it is, still
Nice.
holding Nemea's weapon.
That's one that for me. I just get the soap and I start soaping them up.
Okay.
give me 5 minutes.
Corinna is overwhelmed. Kai.
Oh.
You
I
are also
win.
overwhelmed.
This
There you
this
go.
poor woman, we brought her into the place that she
Huh.
just got traumatized.
She
Yeah.
Wanted to come here.
insisted.
She volunteered.
Do you know who didn't volunteer for where they were put?
Fuck
Little
in
squirrel.
particular.
You know, if they want to insert themselves into the scene, they get taken along.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't want to play nice, they become a hostage.
Can I thunderous smite my shield, my spiritual weapon?
No.
Nope.
That would be cool,
Alright.
but no.
That would be cool.
It would be, yeah.
Okay. So, Kai's got one hand on red, one hand on yellow, his leg
One mouth
on
red.
green. On green, yeah, one mouth very red. He's just gonna push another like chromatic orb into this statue, and
Okay.
it's a straight roll again because innate sorcery is a minute,
Whoa.
and we haven't gone a minute. So a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
I will use my ant's inspiration to re-roll that 3 d8.
Nope.
Why not?
The inspiration you add to a d20.
Oh,
It's a very specific bardic inspiration that lets you change.
Yep.
weapon.
so if I use one of my heroic inspirations,
That's still
do
d20s, I
that.
think.
Mhm.
Then no, not much lets you re-roll damage. There's feats for it, but it's not given out for free.
okay, thunder damage, and then I will
16?
bonus
Okay.
16 thunder. How's he doing?
He's not doing great. Still has a bowl.
What the fuck? Why didn't that? Excuse
Oh
me.
my God.
Why didn't that do an attack?
You should say excuse me after saying fuck. You say fuck so often.
Multiple times already on this stream today.
Casting the spell isn't an attack,
Right now it was inappropriate.
so you're probably going to separately have to make a button for attacking with
Plus
spiritual.
5. That hits. Roll a d8 plus 3. You're looking for
Wow.
a 1. So the thunder damage like makes a big crack in it, and then your hammer just whaps it on the head. It again cracks off. It drops the bowl. Tunk tunk. It's still holding both of your arms, but it
Perfect.
is no longer moving. Okay.
Can't beat me at party games.
Nemea.
Great. Are my weapons still really grappled by that statue?
Nope.
Or can I?
Them narratively.
Narrative. I was frantically working.
You run out the advanced soap for this.
I was like, this was my most moisturizing soap.
It's just olive
It has
oil.
argan oil.
It's just my oil flask, but I need to say something different narratively. And so I whip around and I'm going to skewer this little blob
Mhm.
in front of me with my spear.
Mhm.
Love that for me. Let's go. $15 to hit.
15 hits. As you pull your weapon out of the ooze, you notice pock marks on it. And remember
Rude.
the number -1.
Remember the number minus what? What number minus? A number of pock marks -1.
You just, the number associated with your spear is now -1. You have -1 to attack and damage rolls with it.
Got it. All right. Well, can I still get my sneak attack in?
Yeah. This hit is normal.
Okay. There you go.
9. So it was 13 total. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. And I will. I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Ooze's turn. The one that you just hit is going to try and hit you back. And the other one is going to
Come
hit
on, man.
Elegy. Try to.
Oozes. They move as one.
So the one that attacks you, Nemea, gets a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And then Elegy, 6. Could I interest you in 6? Okay.
You could not.
I could go higher.
That's okay.
Okay. Just making sure you're comfortable. Okay. 11 acid damage, Nemea. Are you wearing armor?
Yeah.
Okay. You have -1 AC.
Okay.
Yes, now your armor is pockmarked.
Is shield also included in that? Armor.
Shield is a
No.
separate item.
Yeah, it's a separate item.
Okay. Cool. Great.
The gnome is going to throw an acorn at the ooze, and the acorn dissolves.
Incredible.
Aeneas.
Who would have thought? Aeneas will cast a little starry wisp at the furthest ooze. And he'll be like, melt this. As he casts a starry flame. Are you gonna roll?
I'm not going to roll.
The answer is no, because I pressed the wrong button. 3 damage.
Oh!
As it's lit with a spectral, it like absorbs. It is vaguely unhappy, and then it's glowing from the inside out. As there's
Slightly
just
radioactive
this
slime.
spectral
Belches
cinder in
a
the middle
little.
of it.
This one? Or the back one?
The farthest.
Farthest
from
one,
me.
okay.
The-
Gave it acid
Yep.
reflux.
Perfect. Statues
That's
don't
it.
exist. Sophron.
Let's give it. Yeah, we're gonna like wait for an opportunity and then stab in between Nemea and Elegy to hit this ooze in the back.
Okay.
No, we don't.
That doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't. All right. Well, that'll be it.
Okay.
did our
You
best.
saved your weapon from pockmarks, so that's
You
actually
did
good.
save your weapon from pockmarks.
Kyra is going to walk up to the naked gnome. She's going to get down and she's going to start speaking like a squirrel to it.
Where was this
Kyra?
half an hour ago, Kyra?
So the gnome squirrel does belong to a trickster god.
Maybe.
Energy.
Okay. I'm going to hit this one next to Nemea. Or try to. Miss. I do it again.
Oh, there you
18
go.
to hit.
18 hits.
7 cold damage. I stomped my foot. and try to freeze it.
Cold damage, you
Ooh.
say?
Ooh. Love
Does
that.
it feel it? Does it hurt it? Who can tell?
It freezes a little bit of it, but it doesn't do as much as you would expect. And you
Yeah, that's
are
fine.
successful at
We're having
identifying all of its resistances.
Wow.
We're having a great time.
Science.
That's it.
Oh, okay. That was 7 total, so okay. Perfect. Corinna, she's gonna keep it together. Kai.
She casts Wish and kills the thing.
She ascends to godhood, actually.
Perfect. I like to think at some point Kai had like 2 fists in one statue, and then the
Yeah.
other one had one of his legs.
Yep.
And so he just like fell face first. So he's like face down on the ground, not mechanically. And
Important caveat.
Wow, wow.
all right, so he's face first, not mechanically, in the ground. He just starts glowing faintly, and he is gonna cast Second Wind on himself. He gains 10 health points. What have we done? This character is a monster. And as he stands up, again, not mechanically, he pauses very briefly with his like hand on his knee, and his hair just like blows in a wind that didn't previously exist, and like his sweat is just glowing so
I also
immaculately
love
on his
this
face.
because nobody's seeing this.
This is for no one but maybe the naked gnome. And he's going to, so that was a bonus action, unfortunately. And so he's just gonna stand up and he's going to be like, what's the damage type that we need to do to these things?
Who knows? You
Not
weren't
fire or cold or acid.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
That is
You have
correct.
to try lightning or thunder.
I'll try to attack for 7, but it is advantage. I will use inspiration.
Wait, you
Thank
add
you.
to that
On-
7 though, don't you?
Oh, okay. Is that how that goes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you still
Yep.
add
I don't know
5.
that. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, so that
So, yeah.
hits.
Great.
Woohoo!
And it's
22
22
damage.
force damage, and then because no, it's level 1. Never mind.
Yep. Okay, well you needed to do 2. So you killed it.
I think
it explodes
it's
into
so-
gray mist.
It's
Just
so forceful that
pockmarking all of. No, it doesn't pockmark. Wouldn't that be funny?
Rude.
I kind of wanted to like hit it so
Actually,
hard it just like
acid grenade
blows
now.
the party up, just like gooiness.
Yeah, there's
A
goopiness.
threatening mucus.
Ugh, ugh.
There's
God,
an
the
airborne
mucus snail, the
threatening
venomous
mucus. This
It can bounce, Joey.
It's level 1 though.
It bounces
you can
once at
bounce
level 1,
once,
twice
yeah.
at level 2, 3 at level 3.
wait,
Hell
that's
yeah,
not only if he
brother.
crits.
No,
No,
it's
I-
if he matches
dice.
the 8s.
Oh,
yeah. We'll talk about it.
Nice. That is how that
I mean,
works.
I
okay.
crit twice after I improperly bounced.
Great. Well, we'll just use
once.
that other roll you already did. So that's that hits. So go. Does it do the same damage? You roll again. No, you roll again.
Roll
No, I
again.
roll again.
think
I'm just gonna.
Does hit.
I'm just gonna roll
He
again.
rolled a 2.
What the fuck?
No, he
Excuse me.
he has a 7 and an 8 on his dice rolls.
16.
The 2 is before he re-rolled.
16. This spell's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
But our sorcerer is gonna be burnt out
He's
after
gonna have
this.
no
Oh,
fucking spell
yeah.
slots, and he forgot that we don't get long rests.
No, he wasn't here when
Excuse
we
you.
announced that.
I have 1 point left. Spell slot left.
Wow.
Great.
God.
Well, I'm glad I'll be carrying the spell casting from.
Okay.
All right. 16 force damage on that last mucusy boy.
Yeah. Okay. Nemea,
You can't do force damage.
Oh well, I'm glad.
That's fine.
that-
you
I'm
pick an
glad that
elemental type that's not acid, fire, or
this.
cold, and those work.
I'm really glad. I'm just so glad that I get to do my attack, which will be as great as whatever I'm gonna move over to
Don't
this
worry.
little slimy boy,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to take.
Most
you
of us are
tell
not
me,
doing what Kai is doing.
Tell me, Logan,
Yep.
how this should play out. I'm gonna
Mhm.
take an arrow in each hand,
Yep.
and I'm gonna stab it in the head.
In the goo.
That's just a
I feel
weapon
like that's
attack.
probably like an equivalent of a dagger, maybe. So just make the
Okay.
normal attack, and then it's a D4 plus 3.
Okay, I can make a regular dagger attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do. But narratively, we
Yeah.
all know it's
But did your
Yeah.
hair
Not
blow in the
mechanically.
wind?
I think you
Not
should do
mechanically.
yeah,
a
not
dagger.
mechanically a dagger.
I think actually, in fact, it is mechanically a dagger.
Which is
And then-
important because the arrow breaks and dissolves after you hit it.
yes, correct.
And you hit it right. If it doesn't have a brain, but if it had a little goo brain, you would have hit it.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't have a brain, but you hit where all of its nervous system
Yeah.
was floating
it's
at
like
the
a big
moment.
jellyfish.
And you get the impression you see like a little face, and it frowns at you, and then it dissolves into
tough,
For the most
tough nuts, buddy.
memorable amount of
tough
time.
nuts. You get hit with an acorn. Okay.
All right. This gnome.
Okay. So
I'm gonna step out here and just like poke the roots for check for signs of life before we wrap this one up.
yep, the roots don't move.
Okay, great.
Aeneas looks at the gnome. He's like, "All right, mate. What's your deal?" And he says this in Gnomish because I speak Gnomish.
Perfect. The gnome squeaks at you as if it were a gnome
Fuck you.
making squirrel noises.
You sound like your cursed mate. Can you only speak squirrel?
Maybe it's a squirrel
Squeak, squeak,
cursed to
squeaking.
be a gnome that then got turned into a squirrel.
Yeah, that would be crazy. That's like triple layers. of
You
curses.
look at the small clothes in front of it, and no, you can't do that. Never mind.
No, I don't. I don't look at the small clothes in front of it.
If
Kai
you
will
were
describe
to, you would
them.
look and you
Nope.
would see a little golden circle with a green tree in the middle of it.
Yep.
And
No
that
one's conveyed this information
Nope.
to Aeneas.
Kai's like, hey, what's this little medallion with a green tree in the middle of it?
that is a symbol of the druids of the old woods.
Oh yeah, this is the symbol of the druids. What,
the old
druids?
woods.
Did he have that? Yeah, shut up. Did he have that on him?
Uh-huh. Kai's like shaking his head first before he's audible. Gives an audible
What
response.
the hell? This doesn't make any sense. Did he wild shape into a fucking squirrel after he was cursed to make squirrel noises? I don't understand.
Make an insight check.
I'd love to.
It's that phrase that's probably not super kosher any longer, but gone native.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't say that. Please say fuck instead.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that should have been an
It's
inside
fucking
thought.
gone native.
Yeah, he's chirping away. Just chirp, chirp, chirping. He's got a lot to say.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna try and figure out what the hell's going on with all this nonsense because we got this girl with us now. But if you're just gonna chirp at us and throw acorns, I mean, come on, man. You can just chill out here and we'll come back.
Kyra's like, I think there's something wrong with his noggin.
Acorn.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something wrong with him. What do you want me to do about it?
I'm just stating the facts. And that's a fact if I've ever seen one. His noggin.
All right, I cast Greater Restoration to remove any curses.
you
I whip the scroll out.
you whip it out, you cast it, and
Do you have to check? Is that a thing?
Probably if it's higher level, then I can cast spells. But that's not fun. So
that's
I should
not
just
fun.
be able to do
yeah.
Okay.
You don't get to break the rules. Only me, Sean.
You whip it out, cast a spell.
To free a gnome from a curse.
The gnome is like squeaking, squeak, squeak. You cast it, and you see his eyes sort of go lax, and then like sharp, like become sharp, and he starts coughing and spits out probably like 20 acorns.
That's not healthy.
Who are you? Why am I naked? What has happened? What? My clothes! And he picks them up, and they're so small. And then he just like...
But your skin is very moisturized.
He just like grabs some roots and like lays them on him, and then they like weave into like a toga of sorts. He's like, oh, I have the strangest. One of you put me in a bottle, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a very weird dream.
Wait a second. There were a lot of mistakes made on both sides, none of which was anyone's fault.
Oh, well, I think we can assign blame to the person who shoved a man into a bottle of oil. That's just not something you do when you meet somebody.
You weren't a man, technically, when that happened.
You weren't a man.
Well,
and you threw a lot of acorns.
And you were pretty pissed at us. So
well,
it was actually for your protection
probably
and for
deserved
us.
it.
I don't know if that's true at all, actually. So,
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, what's your name?
My name's Hercus.
Aeneas.
Hercus of the Old Woods.
Have I met Hercus ever before?
Roll
Do you
circles.
think that would be possible? I'd love to roll circles. Can we roll a d6?
Yep.
Roll what? I didn't get to roll road-wise.
Okay, let's see if Aeneas and Hercus have. Maybe I haven't met him. Maybe I've heard.
You've heard of Hercus.
Yes.
He was a druid of the Old Woods, and he went missing. He just vanished, probably like 6 years ago.
Wait, sorry. You said your name was Hercus?
Yes, Hercus of the Old Woods. Great to make your acquaintance.
Yeah,
Normally, I don't meet people when I'm naked and
wait,
covered in oil. That's only every other month.
Well, you have clothes now, so it's all good. You know, we're in nature.
You're at
Whatever.
a bathhouse.
Yeah, anyways. Good time to take a bath. There's more important things, actually. You went missing 6 years ago.
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, but see, I think you did.
I think I'd remember 6 years. Nah, I think I just turned into a squirrel.
What year do you think it is? I'm assuming the world has a calendar.
Yeah.
And we know what the year is.
Yeah, he says the year 6 years ago.
And I look at him and I say, all right, let's ask the nice lady next to me what year she thinks it is. Because she's an unbiased third party.
Kyra?
No, whatever.
Corinna.
Corinna's like, no, it's what you just said plus 6 years.
Yeah. See? She's right.
It's like,
I'm telling you, mate.
Well, okay. Well, we'll just round that off then.
Yeah, anyways, what have you been doing for 6 years?
I feel like I've collected a lot of nuts.
Don't say a bad dream. Yeah, well, I pointed in front of him.
What was? Oh, there were these goat creatures. I was investigating these goat creatures. And I had found the source. It was Lutheria's doing, and I was going to stop that. And then I was a squirrel.
Yeah. Well, do you remember how you became a squirrel? I mean, we did meet the goat thing, so unfortunately, still a problem.
Yeah,
but
it's nothing I can't deal with enough time, maybe, possibly.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and deal with it. Like, I think right now. Do you want to help us?
Are you capable of doing that? You're just little pups. Little chipmunks.
Yeah. Well,
this one doesn't even have teeth anymore. You did this. You broke these statues. These were probably historic artifacts. You can't just go around the woods breaking antiquity.
They started it.
Oh, okay. If they started,
Yeah,
that's
they
fine.
attacked us
They tried to hurt us
first.
first. We
We're
even
just trying
gave
to
them
walk through the
blood.
temple.
Okay. I like what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll just say that there's still some goats that need to be taken care of, and if you said it was your job to deal with them, might as well help us out for a second.
Okay. He turns back into a squirrel and climbs on your shoulder.
Nice.
Climbs on the shoulder of a cat.
Nice to meet you, Hocus.
He shakes your hand, says, as a human, or as a gnome, that'd be weird if he turned into a human. As a squirrel, he speaks as a gnome. Nice to meet you. And then you guys look at the stairs that go down into the darkness. That is where we will end it for the night. As you descend deeper into the mossy temple.
Please note, my wig is still on.
Your wig is still on, and you still have -1 on your spear or your sword,
I have
and your
noted.
armor.
I have
Okay, perfect.
noted it.
And Joey has 1 spell slot, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Well, that is where we'll end it. We will pick up next week with you guys descending deeper into the temple to see what awaits you down there. I believe we will have everyone. So, until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.